One go.
Hello, and welcome back to Roll for Perception, our campaign where I'm DMing Reborn Again, a lost mine of Fandelver, with some minor homebrew things on top of it. Tonight I'm joined by Glenn.
Hola.
Gareth.
Hello.
And Nathan.
Hello.
As always. We've got a new camera set up here so you can actually see Nathan's face. It's just a little bit of a side-on view.
I'm sorry.
And his head isn't. His dumb hair isn't. Okay.
He just can't lean very far forward.
So, pretty quick intro. We have some announcements probably, yeah. No, Nathan's got one.
Well,
While he's getting that up, make sure if you're interested to go and follow us over on Twitter at Roll4P. It's actually
yeah, R4P, yeah.
or type in Roll for Perception, where you can see Nathan tweeting a bunch of stuff that happened in previous episodes and whatnot. But yeah, Nathan, you have an announcement?
Okay. Ultra personal note. Thanks to @ty_harness. For those who don't follow our Twitter, which seems to be pretty much everyone, we posted a link to our VOD, and basically he helped a few things that we haven't yet implemented about audio and stuff and how to make this sound not shit. So yeah.
Turn that down a little.
Yeah, I actually should.
Turn that down a bit. Gets it.
Alright, any more announcements?
I think that was it. I don't have any noted down, so that was.
I feel like there was one, but I can't remember what it is, because I was meant to say it last week, and then I remember during the week, and I can't remember. God damn it! What is it? If I remember it by the time we get to the break, then I will announce it over the break after the break. But anyway, without further ado, let's roll for perception then.
I missed. That's an 18. Oh yes. Which adds up to a 20.
Mine's a 15.
So,
boy.
quick recap. After spending a few days getting accustomed to the streets and mannerisms of Phandalin, the party listened in. The party listened in on a few particular conversations and were made a few offers. They took up on Hallia's offer about dealing with the Red Brands, and they started by finding their way to the Tressendar Manor, a scrap in a living room type area. After a bit of exploration around the abandoned place was followed by entering a cellar just off of the kitchen. The party was greeted by a large storage cellar. A small search around found nothing but scraps of food and dust. That is until Prohen decided to knock on another door, beginning a battle with 3 Red Brands, which Cage took care of, leaving 1 to burn and 2 lifeless, which were then deposited into the cistern in the...
Before being dragged out again and then put back in and then dragged out and put back in.
The party followed another door and noticed a pit trap, which was avoided as Greg jumped across and aided the 2 others in jumping across also. The guys then entered a crypt and were greeted by skeleton guardians over 3 coffins of assumably the previous owners of the manor above. A quaint prison room was just to the east, where the party saved and freed a small family consisting of a woman and 2 children after they were captured by Red Brands a few days prior. A crevasse was then stumbled upon, as each adventurer was then communicated with telepathically by what was found out to be a Nothic shortly after. A couple of bugbears later, and the finding of a passive goblin named Droop, who was then changed to Grun.
Yes.
Led to Prohen attempting to disguise as a member of the Red Brands by picking up one of their scarlet cloaks, and tried to interrupt a dice game being played by 4 Red Brands. By 4 Red Brand drunkards, who instantly saw straight through the disguise and went and alerted Iarno Albrecht, their current leader, whom the party saw trying to escape. A quick chase and speedy capture of Iarno leads to where we begin today. So we begin back in the first room of the Red Brand hideout, where Gregic, I believe you have Iarno grappled.
Yeah.
and you guys have surrounded him after a few seconds of Greg keeping him grappled. Probably, we'll say, restraining him afterwards.
Like squatting on a couple of barrels.
Just as a quick reminder, Prohen, you noticed as he was running past the cistern before escaping, he pulled out a leather satchel, which he still has in his hand as Greg is holding him right now. So yeah.
First things first, I'm going to try and grab that satchel off him.
Yeah, I mean, you guys restrain him. Grung is sat there with a short sword. He's like, yeah.
Fighting the wall.
He thinks he's going to get some action because, you know, he's been humiliated and embarrassed by the bugbears who were making him dance for them before.
Thankfully that didn't happen to me.
And and so we'll say that you guys have Yarn on the ground and the satchel's just by his side. So you pick that up and you're opening it, yeah? Presumably.
Well, can I first get just a general description of it? Is it just a satchel?
Yeah,
it's
just
like special.
Yeah, it's just like it's like a little satchel, leather like knapsack kind of thing.
Okay.
And there is a description of what's in it, but I don't have it written down, so I have to open the book.
Well, I'm going to open it.
Okay. And I'll tell you what's in it in a minute.
Do you reckon we should knock him out?
I was about to say, if we knock him out, tie him up, and then who was it? There was your prison woman. Who was it? Wasn't it? Yeah.
The woman that was in the prison.
No.
Oh, Halia.
Halia.
Oh, yeah. Halia is the one that sent you down here.
I say first of all we use our enhanced interrogation techniques to get as much information out of him as possible, and then give him to Halia.
No, we give him to Halia and then offer our
Enhanced
assistance
yes, in
his
enhanced
interrogation. Using our enhanced interrogation techniques.
In the
I don't show care much.
in the satchel, you can see that when you open it, the stuff inside is dry, even after being like 5 foot deep in a thing.
Yeah,
it's
leather.
it's waterproof.
It was leather.
And it contains a potion of healing, a potion of invisibility, 50 gold pieces,
Oh yeah.
a clean set of ordinary travel clothing.
Big-
That's it.
Potion of healing, potion of invisibility, was it?
Yeah.
It's a secret bag of holding.
What was
50 gold,
50 gold?
and then some ordinary travel clothes.
Yeah, I'm just going to leave that if you guys want. You can take it. I'm going to add this to my inventory on my new find app because I cannot keep track of my inventory for some reason.
I'm gonna like jab him with my quarterstaff.
It's
Like
like,
knock him out. Like
okay,
in the forehead to knock him out.
As you guys are like
Oh,
restraining him
sorry.
down, he's like, my good gentleman, listen. Make a attack roll.
Oh boy. 7.
I mean, yeah, you bash him in the head, but he's kind of just like, "Wow, please, I
Hit him again!
aim to not hurt my guests. I
said hit him again!
Do you have any anything heavy on me?
Just drop it on his head.
got
Just
a
like a
fair
salt knife.
companion."
To put some weight on this quarterstaff to knock him out with.
Oh, okay, I just misread potion of animal friendship. It was invisibility, wasn't it? It wasn't invulnerability.
Invisibility.
There we go.
I'm
It's
going to tell
basically
him
the level 3 invisibility spell for a minute. Or an hour, sorry.
Oh, that's a good one.
just tell him just sit down, shut up, and you won't get hurt anywhere.
Yeah,
Would that be like intimidation or something?
yeah, you can go ahead and roll an intimidation check for it.
Can I assist him?
It's an 18.
By doing what?
Say, taking a halberd and lining up as if I'm going to do a shot. I'm obviously not going to do a shot because that'll be.
Yeah, what did you roll?
18.
Roll with advantage just in case you get a nat 20.
18.
Yeah, he basically he stops like trying to calm the situation with his words, and basically like just shuts up and like lets Greg hold him down. You also notice to his side, Casey was holding a glass staff.
Oh yeah.
There's that there as well.
I'm just gonna kick it out of the way for now.
Okay.
We'll pick it up later.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
like squat down and pick it up.
Okay, yeah.
Like
You-
down off this barrel that I'm currently perched on.
And I'm gonna start tying up with hempen rope.
Okay, yeah. Make a
Intelligence sleight of hand?
intelligence sleight of hand check.
What is my intelligence?
Is it +1?
It's +2.
Oh, your wisdom's a +1 then.
Yeah, that's what's on.
That doesn't have much.
9.
Yeah.
Okay, you kind of shoddily, but get the job done. Tie a
Like real life.
around his wrists.
Like 8 levels. Get it done, not very well, but it's done.
Okay. Yeah. So he's there lying like on the floor and is basically like he isn't like he like, oh, you intimidated him by like shutting him up, but he doesn't seem like frightened at all. Like he keeps a rather calm demeanor, but
You see, that's what we'll
I think we're gonna have to
the rest
change
of us
that.
like. Gonna chop off her feet. So, what's the trouble with this guy?
Leave it to the
No.
interrogation.
Yeah, we'll leave it to
you
the
said it out
interrogation.
loud.
No, I'm not. No,
Okay.
that's out of character. That would be a bit. Wait, this guy's just meant to be a mage, isn't he?
Yeah, he's as you get a closer look at him, now that you have him there and he's not running away, he's human. He you know, general human stature. He's got long-ish hair, not Gareth's length, but probably like a little shorter than your length. And
So not Glenn's.
Not mine.
Yeah, probably like mine on top and the sides, except mine I obviously have a shape. So
Can I just take, you know, those travel like robes that I had?
yeah,
I'm gonna like cut it up in like, I don't know, like say like a shirt or whatever, and turn it into like a makeshift gag so that he can't
Okay,
say
yeah.
anything that
Yeah.
magic.
you
related to
you
that.
tear it up as a rag.
It just casts power word kill.
Yeah. Because you know this guy's definitely next level.
Oh yes.
Mhm.
All before he actually is, and we just so happen to be him.
I think that's everything taken care of.
Apart from those 4 guys.
No, I mean for him, semantic,
Oh, right.
verbal, and component is the only other one, isn't it?
I don't know what the M component is. Forgot what
Material.
it stands for. Material.
Yeah. So unless he can cast subtle spell.
Yeah, you have this. Grung is at this point is opened one of the barrels and is stuffing his face with like some salted pork and beef, and like yeah, he like pulls his head up to have a look around. There's like flour all over his face that was also in the barrel that he's like throwing about everywhere, and yeah.
Can I just inspect room 2 to see if it's finished? It's
It's a burn.
Yeah, you took a
It's
short
burning
rest, so
cascade.
you've
Yeah.
been in here for about probably like an hour and a half now. So yeah, the fire has died down. The barrels are no more. There is a incinerated corpse.
just the way I like it.
The
Crispy.
beds that were shoddily, the bunk beds that were shoddily put together. The shoddily put together bunk beds are also burnt down. There was 3 cloaks in there that are, you can just find a couple scarlet rag remains. And yeah.
Okay. Yes, there's nothing impressive. There was barrels of ale here, wasn't there? That we want to lift.
Yeah, there was like two barrels had ale in them.
And that is the right amount of minis as well there, isn't it? There was always 3, wasn't it? In this room here.
No, there was 4.
4, okay. Do you have a swirl?
Or no, yes, sorry, no, yes, there was 3, I remember, because
Yeah.
there's 3 of you, so I turned it down. Because the metric here for 4 and 5 people.
I mean, we still have this area
Yeah.
to explore.
I was about to say, what are we? We broke both the locks, didn't we, in the prison?
You
I picked one of them.
picked one of them.
I picked
Um,
that one.
No, you picked that one.
No, I picked
No,
that one.
no, you
Gareth
picked-
ripped that door
Yeah,
off.
Gareth
and
ripped that
picked
one open. You picked that one.
Okay.
You did, yeah.
Sure.
I couldn't remember if you broke the lock in the process though. That was
No.
Unless if we take your man, tie him up here, like next to the bars or something.
Mhm.
Maybe like leave him to like watch over, finish these guys off, and then come back.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Or we could deliver him all the way back up and come all the way back down. But
It's probably safer to just deliver him
It
and
is.
then come
Yeah.
back.
I'm afraid of like more people arriving or them cutting on. And also, like, surely not every single red brand is in here. There's bound to be others in the town.
You know from being here from previous days, there are members that generally just walk about town,
Yeah. And if they see us carting him around,
causing a bit of fear. Yeah.
then
If the town watch see us with them as well, they'll probably help.
You remember the guards
Time Watch didn't like,
that work,
or someone didn't like.
the
The like mayor or whatever.
woman at
Yeah,
the
good
town
mayor.
master's hall, was is basically afraid of the red brands and is afraid of their like coming back at them, basically. So yeah.
Maybe we can get help at the tavern. Oh wait.
Town Master Harbin Wester.
Yeah.
Is this guy wearing like a scarlet cloak like the rest of them, or?
Yes, he is.
I just had an idea.
Hmm.
You get one of the barrels, right?
Put him in a barrel.
Then you put them in the barrel and roll it over, so it just looks like we're just transporting stuff.
Good work.
Yeah.
First
We
start,
find
I'm
a
going
barrel
to
window.
attempt to improve on his tying of the knot.
Okay. You do you have your own rope, or are you untying it and tying it back up properly?
I'm going to use his rope
Okay, so
just to improve the.
go ahead and roll it intelligence sleight of hand check.
Please don't tell me I'm gonna do this worse.
I have +4 in intelligence. It's okay.
Yeah, but you might roll a 1.
No, it's an unnatural 20.
Fair enough, yeah.
See you, bastard. So do you want to leave him here, or do you want
I think the barrel idea is pretty good.
Yeah.
to either just put him in a barrel and just keep him here for a bit? Because there's no chance of him getting out if he's tied in a barrel.
We'll put another barrel
Put
on
another
top.
barrel on top, yeah.
Cut off his oxygen supply again.
No, we'll poke a hole in the barrel. You'll like
very
this sort of-
fine hole, yeah.
just to give him a bit of air.
that size, yeah.
So that he
lo and
won't
behold, you
die.
roll a bad perception check and you put him in a barrel full of ale, he just drowns.
Well, at least he died happy / drunk.
That's even better idea.
Well, he
Get
can't
him
drink, he's
drunk.
got a gag in his mouth.
That's true.
Waterboard him.
With eel.
Yeah.
Enhanced interrogation. Well, you know that barrel Grum was looking like eating through? Presumably that's like half empty at this point? Or is like Grum
Yeah,
very light
he's
eater?
like eating probably about half of it.
Right, I'm gonna tip out the rest of it.
Okay. He, as you finish your quarrel with Yarno and look over, you see, you just see a barrel with no lid on it and feet dangling out the top. As
Well, I'm just gonna lift up the feet.
yeah, okay,
Just
bring
place them on the other side and then tip it out.
as you're like lifting him, he's like no, he's trying to grab at it, and then you tip it out. He's like he just goes back to eating it basically.
I'm just gonna take this almighty barrel and just put it on.
Okay.
Not on Grung, but
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Okay.
Don't forget to put the other barrel on top of it.
yeah, the other barrel, yeah.
Or
That barrel goes on
another
top.
barrel.
And then whatever barrel I can find that's the heaviest,
Okay.
I'm gonna put that one on top of that.
Yeah. You grab a barrel full of like pork and beef and whatnot. just put that on top. So now you have.
We've got a very heavily secured guy.
Yeah.
We'll put him in there.
So yeah.
The only question is, do we take rum with us?
Get grung to sit
Sit
on
on
top.
Like, I don't care that he's insanely light, but
I mean, he does have half a barrels full of meat inside him now.
oh god, no, that's yeah.
It's only wrong if you make it wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll put grung on top of that barrel. With his like half a barrel full of dried or salted pork and
Right.
and beef and whatever was in there, flour.
Right from here.
These red brands obviously don't know how to store food.
So are you like leaving to go back towards these guys then?
Yeah, I'm just thinking of what's the best way to approach it.
As assumably whatever way you're leaving from,
Well, we're going to leave him this way.
as you begin to leave, Grung begins to walk with you.
I'm going to turn to him and say, you just wait. Just.
What?
We need someone to look over him, because if he bolts, then this entire thing's pointless.
There's food here. I'll do that.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be fine. Just make sure you keep an ear out in case he does anything.
By the way, I couldn't help but notice that the way you went and failed to get the red brands before, basically there's some other doors, some secret doors. They're up near it basically describes Area 7 right
There.
and that'll take you right into this fucker's lab, and you can go and you can take the back way into basically the other entrance into where the red brands were.
Would there be anyone else in this lab?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
Not that I know of.
Yeah. Is this secret door?
Now
Is
that
it
he
open?
now that he tells you where it is and you approach it, you can see that it's left ajar, and
Okay.
you can make an intelligence check.
Oh, intelligence.
Whoever wants to.
Oh, I suppose the wrong person. That's
I'm
not.
going to make one. Never mind.
Wasn't very hard DC. You can assume that this is probably the way Arno escaped.
Yeah.
Just made a run for it, and so you go through there, and you open up a door to a set of stairs, and you just head downstairs to another door, into area, was that 12?
Yeah.
As you walk in, you see the walls. It's basically a bed chamber, and they're covered with drapes of scarlet cloth, and the furnishings include, there's a small writing desk with a matching chair and a comfortable looking bed, and there's a wooden chest in front of the bed, or at the foot of the bed, sorry.
I'm going to search this like writing desk.
Damn it, you can do it. I'm going to check the chest then.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Both roll investigation checks. Go you.
19.
Investigation's intelligence normally, isn't it?
Yeah, we go.
Yeah, 19.
6.
So you find on the desk there's various papers and notes that are neatly stacked all over, mostly consisting of written orders to apothecaries and alchemists, which you can grasp because it basically just says of a bunch of alchemicals and whatnot. And basically you find a letter on it, and it's signed at the bottom with a symbol of a black spider, which you can instantly grasp that you remember someone before telling you of the black spider. And the note says, Lord Albrecht, I'll write this out for you over the break. My spies in Neverwinter tell me that strangers are due to arrive in Phandalin. They could be working for the dwarves, referring to the Gundren brothers, or the Rockseeker brothers, sorry. Capture them if you can, kill them if you must, but don't allow them to upset our plans. See that any dwarven maps in their possession are delivered to me with haste. I'm counting on you, Iarno. Don't disappoint me.
Wow.
Wow. I'm going to take everything there.
So sorry,
Okay.
all those were signed by the Black Spider?
Just that letter.
Or
Just
just
that little
no,
letter.
but you know what I mean, like that isn't him, presumably?
Yeah, you can assume that.
No. What
You
about-
rolled a 9. Yeah, you opening the chest. You just rifle through it. It's not really. You can see everything there, and it looks just a bunch of loot
Anything
from
particular?
the red brands from over the past while, and it contains about 150 silver, 115 gold. There's a silk pouch containing 5 carnelians.
Whatever the fuck they are.
There is 2 peridos.
What the fuck are these things?
There is 1 pearl, and there are 2 scrolls.
1 pearl and 2 scrolls?
Yeah.
The scrolls in any particular language? Or
Um,
can I not decipher it all?
you are a spellcaster, so you can. One is a scroll of charm person, and one is a scroll of fireball.
And if I remember, remind me on the rolls for scrolls.
It's
One person with fireball. Isn't it literally the scroll is used up, isn't it?
yeah, it's like a one-time use
Yeah, it's
spell.
one time use.
And it's an action to read it. And if it's a spell of a level you can't cast at, you have to make a check for it.
Okay.
But yeah, they're just base levels. So which I think fireball you can cast at level 1 or something, maybe at level 3. I don't know.
think it's
Fireball's
I'll
the
look it up.
3rd level.
Yeah,
I
it's
think.
a third level, yeah.
Oh yes, fireball.
Firebolt is the cantrip.
And then charm person is whatever. I think that's first level.
Yeah, it's first level.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's that. And the gems and whatnot you pick up, the carnelians, peridots, and the pearl. You don't know. There's never. In fact, roll a intelligence check.
14.
There are gems that you've seen like images of, like drawn out,
Yeah.
but you've never seen them listed in pricing, so you're not entirely sure how much they're worth, but you can assume that the pearl is worth the most and the carnelians are worth the least.
Okay. Awesome. 115 gold. Sorry for nabbing all this,
Silver.
but I need like I need money. 115. Or no, 150.
Cade, you picked up the staff, didn't you?
Yeah.
The glass staff. Make a Arcana check.
Okay. 15. Or Arcana? 17.
It's definitely magical. However, you wouldn't know. You grasp that it's one of these types of magical items that you don't know the properties until after spending a certain amount of time with them. After examining it for about an hour or so, actually, it'll come to you what it actually does.
You
But, yeah.
default to 3 achievement slots, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's this beautiful 5 foot long staff of complete glass. It's not like a wooden staff with a glass focus on the end. It's the whole thing is completely glass with like a hand on the end with a pearl in that.
Just yank the pearls.
I guess we'll find out whenever we take a rest.
Yeah. Also, am I correct in saying you have to Daedrin? An object you have to spend like a lot
Yeah.
rest or something, isn't it? Yeah, I did Daedrin.
I'm gonna head into this next room here.
Room 11.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so as you go into this room here, this looks more like a workshop as opposed to living quarters. This room appears to be Eono's workshop, a wizard workshop. As you open the door, there is a rat that scurries across the floor, which you can instantly notice, and it basically takes refuge under like a large work table. And the table is set up with alembics all over, retorts, distillation coils, and other alchemical devices. All of it stewing, bubbling away, and there's bookshelves crowded with sheaves of parchment and strange-looking tomes.
Is there hydrogen chloride, caustic soda, and muriatic acid of it?
Roll for perception. Gotta get that right.
Oops. That's a 16.
There are a whole bunch of glass vials with a whole bunch of liquids in them.
Just pour them all together and just chuck it in there. Just see what happens. Like, because it was catastrophic, it doesn't matter because it's happening on them, and I doubt it's going to be anything good.
Is there anything that is like a little
Make
like,
a
like
investigation check.
of orange?
Anyone else looking around the room, make an investigation.
I'm just going to investigate
That's,
the bookshelves.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm
So
gonna
that's a
see
15.
what's boiling away right now.
Natural 20.
That's it. I got 15.
That is investigation, yeah?
Yeah.
19.
The bookshelf, you just come across basically the whole bookshelf. There isn't really much value on the bookshelf at all.
Just with not 20.
At all, but you find various tomes that
Is there a chemistry textbook?
have essentially like tomes that have different components to making different potions and different whatnots. Cage.
Yeah.
After looking around like the work table, you find there's 3 small bottles. There's a bottle of mercury you can ascertain.
Oh my god, we can give them cancer.
A bottle of dragon bile, and a bottle of powdered nightshade.
Right, we mix them all together and we get a very severe carcinogenic.
Upon that, we're going to take a break, small break, so we can go and eat and shit. So, not and shit.
No, not good shit.
So yeah, we will be right back in about, 15, 20 minutes maybe. See ya. And welcome back. Left off just in a bit of a wizard workshop, a little bit of scouting around. Kate picked up 3 small bottles. Okay.
Not anymore.
Prohen, you picked up 4
Tools.
books, basically just recipes for different alchemics and stuff, potions and whatnot. And yeah.
Did I find that orange liquid that I was looking for?
No.
And I was checking the thing to see what exactly was being made.
It's be a joke.
Make a.
I already made it, sure.
What did you roll?
19.
Or Brian's. This is clearly cyanide.
You just like whip like a pair, like a you know like a glasses that would be on like a stick, like on like the holder thing where you just hold them like that. You just whip one of them, just hold.
Are you proficient in Arcana?
No.
Then you have no idea what it is.
Nice.
Are either of you 2 proficient in Arcana?
DM fuckery.
With a bit of a glance.
Oh, I am too as well.
And because you were inspecting all this stuff as well, you can tell that he's brewing up invisibility potions. Not that he's succeeded at all so far, but he's.
Wait. What spell was it that done it's an invisibility spell, isn't it? Just blanket?
It's the level 3 one. It's like the lesser one of the 2 because there's greater invisibility and there's invisibility.
I'm just gonna look at it here. I'm just gonna say out loud, go kind, thank you for the follow.
Well,
it just literally just showed up on the Twitter. Thanks. Invisibility. All spells. It's second level?
Second level.
Creature you become touches or anything the target is wearing is visible as well as the person spells.
Basically, it's that for an hour.
And what was the other thing? I'll check.
Charm person.
What is the? I know what charm person is. So I've used it so many times. What's the condition for invisible? What does it give you?
An invisible creature is impossible to see without the aid of magic or special sense. For the purpose of hiding, the creature is heavily obscured. The creature's location can be detected by any noise that it makes or any tracks it leaves. Attack rolls against the creature have disadvantage, and the creature's attack rolls have advantage. You also have advantage on stealth checks.
Yeah.
Would it help in the Underdark with Darkstalkers?
For the purpose of staying still, if you're stealthily moving somewhere, you don't get the advantage.
Okay. Greg. If I was to give Greg that potion, I'd just beat the shit out of them for an hour.
Or I could walk.
Also, one of the books you picked up, do you speak Dwarvish?
No.
Then there's one of them in a strange language.
I wonder what that is.
Which, well, a language which you do not
Are
understand.
the other 3 common?
Yeah.
What?
The 3 in common are just recipes, like I said, but then there's one that you can't understand.
We might need our enhanced interrogation techniques to get some information out of him.
Or you could just ask your mom. From the that we rescued that one time.
Oh yeah, that guy. Sildar.
That's his name.
That wee bastard.
Right. I'm going to open up this door, if I may.
Which door?
This one. So,
You notice to your left there the stairs go up and then towards the crypt. And then there's a door right in front of you as well.
does this door have a keyhole?
It does.
Can I peek through it?
Dishonored. Dishonored stand.
Yeah, go ahead.
Good old keyhole.
Make a roll for perception. Looking through, you can see the 3 guys that were there before, still playing their game and whatnot. Basically, the same situation that was taking place when you barged in.
So is this their actual positions?
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, because we barged through that way, this guy might get attack opportunity. Maybe.
No, if we attack him first.
Depends
If
where
I
you
was to
move, 'cause
run-
if you move
yeah.
in and then you move out of his attack
Yeah.
range, that's when he gets
Yeah,
it.
I
But
know.
if you stay within his attack range,
I know, but I don't really want to. You wouldn't really want to stay there because then if I was to go there, then like you couldn't get there, that kind of thing. Unless if we got like, I don't know, like
you can
say if I took one end and then Greg took the other.
you can tell that the guys are still quite intoxicated.
Oh yeah, I know, but I want to make sure this is efficient.
Can I try and gather the alchemical, or just the chemicals in general, to be able to make some sort of makeshift explosive?
I mean, you pick up the 3 glass vials that I mentioned, and then make a investigation check.
Bitch! Don't you dare toss my dice.
16.
Are you proficient in any alchemist tools at all?
No.
We'll say that there's like a few glass vials that have some corks in it, which you can ascertain from after spending about Prohen's looked through his books, and he's kind of like mumbling out loud that a couple alchemics and chemicals and stuff. You can ascertain that this mixed with this equals boom, and you've probably only got like 1 dose of it.
I'm going to mix this with this.
You know that the moment you mix them, they go boom.
Is there...
If you throw one vial on the ground and I throw it on the other, it most likely won't be as strong, but they'll still go in.
Is there any like thin bits of glass around here, like maybe even like a microscope slide or something? You know, something sort of like that would fit. Oh, these are conical flasks.
They're like glass vials.
It'd be easier just to chuck them both at someone.
Yeah.
Maybe, like,
Essentially, like
Tie them a bit and then
essentially
chuck them
like
somewhere.
test tubes with a little bit of width after a neck.
Yeah, it would be better tying them or something and then chucking them.
Because I was going to get a little bit of like something in between them, and then
Yeah.
put one on top of the other, like put them together. And chuck them.
Yeah.
Even just these are corked.
Yeah.
You'll take the cork out of one,
Okay.
leave the cork in the other,
Yeah.
and just use that cork to hold them together.
Yeah. Okay. I get what you mean. Yeah.
And
Easily do that.
is there a spare like scarlet cloak anywhere?
Not in this room, you see, but you remember that back with the room with all the weapons and whatnot, there's about 12 of them in that room.
I'm gonna
So you can
go quickly grab one.
Start off, yeah. Cage runs off. 30 seconds later, comes back, draped in this scarlet red cloak.
Were the bugbears wearing cloaks?
The bugbears were not.
Okay.
Yeah, they're just naked. Culture's fine.
My plan is to go in and move like over, like just sort of come in, pretend like just as if I am supposed to be there,
Yeah.
and just walk over here slightly, without like alert, without like, you know, attacking them, and then just throw this at them.
Yeah, just throw it over there. Maybe.
Yeah, like onto the table that they're all sitting around.
So it's mostly a good idea if I was to move out of the way since they know my face.
Mm-hmm.
So if I was to move, say like, I doubt they could see me from there, could they? From there?
No, you
I just
probably not. The door opens inwards, by the way.
Oh, does it?
Or that way.
Yeah. No.
Inwards relative to me or to them?
Like that.
Okay. I'm gonna open the door and just walk in as if I'm supposed to be there. Just cause.
Okay.
As if I am one of them. Just
As you walk in,
move my way, make my way over here.
Like if I even so much hit you as you're holding it, then you're fucked.
are you like holding the explosive boom in your hand?
Not obviously, so that they can see it, but I am like keeping it under my cloak,
Are you on the other?
under my
Sleight of
robes.
hand check. Okay.
No, it was a 7, guys. It was a 7.
Yeah, you hold it more like that as opposed to like that.
Drop it.
But
Bang, and the cage is gone.
as you walk in, the guys just stop what they're doing and stare at you.
Right, lads.
What a really fucking like as you open the door, like you just like smell ale and beer and fucking everything. Basically, as you open the door and take one step in, they all stop, and as you take another step, they each stand up and are like, God, not another one of you lot that we just sent Arno off. He's away.
Oh, so we just missed him then, didn't we?
Well, depends if you wanted to catch him or not.
Don't worry about that, lad. You see.
Are you gonna fuck off or what?
Oh, I'm just gonna go over here and have a look. Have a little look-see.
Over where?
And then I will fuck off. Over here.
As you take another step, they all start walking towards you.
I get my short bow out and run
Okay.
So are they like Irish then?
Yeah.
Just slap squats on the table.
Yeah. That's
Let's take another step back.
we know we can see through your cloak. You're not a new recruit, and we can see that you've got some sort of device there. You may leave, and then they each grab a weapon, like from a hilt, or you may not leave alive.
Just checking, intoxicated means to get disadvantage on attacks, isn't it?
Yeah, they're poisoned basically.
I'm just gonna take my little, I don't even know what I can call this, makeshift explosive device,
Okay.
and just throw it, not at them, but at the ground, like a few centimeters in front of them.
Okay.
This might hit you, Glenn.
I know, but it'll be worth it.
Where's the tiles going?
Which one do you need?
The 10-foot sphere one. Yeah.
Fuck.
That's about it.
Yeah. So as you take the throw, make a ranged attack.
12.
Pretty much halfway between you and them, this big explosion goes off, and can you roll for me 2d6 or make a dex save? Sorry. Good shout.
12.
12. Okay. Yeah. Can you then roll 2d6, please?
Disadvantage on saves as well, don't you?
12.
Oh
Can you take 12 points of bludgeoning damage, please?
Okay.
And each of these
I
guys,
actually survived.
each of these guys will also take 12 points of bludgeoning damage.
Once I hear this like explosion, I'm gonna kick down the door right in front of
Yeah, I'm
me.
going to start rolling
Okay.
again as well.
Yeah, that all goes off, and then can everyone roll? Well, you would get a surprise round, and you wouldn't.
Okay.
They don't know about him, but they know that you're here. But you
Okay,
get a
so
surprise round
I'm gonna hit the nearest guy.
with your
Short
short bow.
bow, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
That is a 18.
That hits, yeah.
So I get the d6, and then because surprise attack, I get the extra 2d6. So
8 plus dex.
yeah.
1 million!
Your dex is a +4, yeah?
Yeah.
So 12.
Yeah, 12.
Yeah, but
He's a barbarian.
as this explosion goes off, and I didn't roll dex saves for them.
Roll down.
They all fail.
They'll get disadvantage surely from poisoned.
Attack rolls and ability checks, not saving throws. So that was pass and fail. So what was it, 12? So
6 and 12.
So yeah.
Still dead anyway.
So they'd be on. Yeah, the one that you're shooting at was the one that failed it, and as he's recoiling from the blast, and you fire off this arrow, it goes straight into like the back of his like shoulder, and he just collapses limp on the ground, assumedly dead. And then can everyone roll initiative, please? Oh, Christ.
5.
17.
This is like
11.
Okay. And then Greg, it's your turn again.
Well, I put away my short bow
Okay.
and I take out my pointy morning star.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit this boy with it.
Okay.
That's
Is the camera alright like this, by the way?
Yeah,
It'll do.
that's a 22.
To hit?
Yep.
That's gonna hit.
Really?
2d8. 9.
it's a bit cruel making the barbarian do the mental mass. Like
11 damage.
Yeah, that's just about kills him.
fuck Gareth.
Well,
Actual fuck.
just in pure Gregic manner, just pure Thor Mjolnir with a one fell swoop, like crushing that big stone boy in like the Dark World or whatever the movie was. You just completely shut up. It's like 5 years old. You just bring the Morning Star up, crack across the jaw, and he goes like off his feet and then back down and is lying
Presumably
there
dead.
on the ground.
Bleed
Gage,
Burning hands.
No, chill touch.
Burning hands.
With a 15 to hit.
just hits.
No, 17 to hit.
Hits.
With 6 damage.
6 damage, okay. Yeah, you create a black skeletal hand which sucks the life force out of this ruffian who looks to be still standing. And it is then, can you roll a dex check, please?
17.
Yeah, it's your turn then, because you're on the same initiative as him.
If I'm here, do I flank?
No, because no one's in his attack range.
I'm just gonna move. Over here. Trap door's still open, presumably.
Yeah, sure.
By
By the way, as this explosion went off, the table went completely flying, knocked over, and there was coins and mugs and ale and beer and trinkets just went fucking everywhere.
So,
Hell yes.
I just remembered here, for melee attack, it's strength plus proficiency.
Yes.
Or not 17. Oh yeah, sorry, 17.
Yeah, hits.
That's indeed a decent. What is that? 3 plus strength, so 6.
As you come in with your halberd, or come around the corner, straight through the door, and you just slice down the back of this guy, and watch as it goes, basically like straight across him, and much like his friends, he just falls straight to the ground, not seemingly moving at all. And yeah,
How many other
that
ways
was
can you
a
say
very
dead?
quick encounter. Yeah.
Well, to be fair, no, that's
I'm down. I'm
wrong
getting,
again.
getting to it.
No, it's still wrong.
Shut up! I can't see it anymore.
Clearly. Oh my fucking god. You just let me do it.
I mean, it's actually still off to the side now because it's tilted. And yeah, so you come out of initiative with no immediate threats anymore, and
I'm gonna start picking up coins.
yeah, make a investigation check.
A negative number.
21.
From what you can salvage from the fact that everything going everywhere, you find a bunch of dice rolled around the floor. You find
They're
about,
playing D&D.
yeah, find about 70 copper, about 100 silver, and about 5 gold. And you find
How much silver was it?
about 100.
Okay.
And you find in a little box, a little stone box, you find a golden earring set with a tiny ruby in each
Ruby?
earring.
I take them.
Ruby. Yeah.
I think it's time to go collect your bitch.
Yeah.
Can I just ask, what is the general climate towards goblins roaming the streets?
You haven't seen any, but you know from general gossip that the Cragmaw tribe are around the outskirts of the town, in various camps.
Would people shit themselves?
If they saw
They
me.
wouldn't like shit themselves, but they would, from general mannerism towards the Cragmaws, they would definitely attack the goblins.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
They don't live in fear from them, but you know they're gonna get rid of them.
Yeah, fine. They know us, we'll be fine. We're not murderers.
So I'm just thinking, how
We're
are we
not
gonna-
murderers.
How
Yeah.
are we
We
going to
didn't
get
hear
Grung
that.
out of here?
Put him in the barrel.
Is there any more clothes left over?
There's
That
those
would-
traveller's clothes.
Yeah, that would fit Grung.
They're back in the prison. There's about 12 sets of clothes
You think we could
From-
fashion something
from things.
for Grung to like kind of like hide, make him look like
Maybe
a
some
small kid?
halfling clothing. A mask.
Are any of you proficient in sleight of hand?
I am.
Then you probably could kind of fight. It's not a disguise kit kind
Yeah.
of disguise, but you could probably get something.
It's
Shall I
basi-
roll to see?
You could probably. I mean, yeah, sure.
Basically, just the first glance would look like a small kid or something.
18.
Yeah. So first of all, as Greg, can you go back round to where Grung is? Grung isn't on top of a barrel anymore, but he's sitting like beside them, and you can see.
He's just very bloated.
You can see. Yeah, he is lying on the floor. But you can see from the bottom barrel that you put Iarno in, there is about 7 holes, and his short and Grung's short sword sticking out of one of them, and you can from the whole short sword isn't in the hole, but the bit that's sticking out has got a bit of blood on it.
Grung, what did you do?
He
With
was,
the clothes,
he was
yeah.
making a ruckus, you know, and I was just trying to, you know, relax. I just had a lot of food, and I don't know. I didn't kill him. I'll tell you that much. He's still breathing. He's still fucking annoying.
Try not to harm him anymore. He could be good for information.
Bad goblin, I'm gonna get his legs just stuck inside the cistern for a few seconds and bring him back out.
Wow!
Zooey!
Yeah, you clean him up a little bit. He looks a lot cleaner than he did
Gotta
before.
like lift him out, say,
Oh, yeah.
still breathing, yeah?
he looks clean. He looks cleaner after being dunked in a
Uh,
cistern that's had multiple dead bodies put into it.
He looks,
I mean,
doesn't
it's-
necessarily mean that he
It's
is.
still it's still water, like it's still going into it. It's just
Filled with blood.
well, the water
How to poison the
doesn't
waterways.
so much get filtered, but water goes out and new water comes in. So like,
So it's not really a cistern.
well, it is, but like
Where's
a
the
cistern
water going?
doesn't fill up and then just overflow.
No, I mean like yeah, but like normally a cistern, has a mechanism that empties it. It's not like a
and it's
constant
been
thing.
emptied,
When
and it gets filled up again.
When did it empty?
I mean, it's more like it doesn't.
Who's using
it
this
doesn't,
water?
it doesn't empty like all at once,
Yeah, no, but like who's been using it?
but it's like a. It's
The
like,
townsfolk. It's their drinking water.
Yeah, sure. It's their drinking water. Make an intelligence check.
8,
You have no
9.
idea.
Sorry.
You have no idea, but the water isn't as bloody as it was before.
Make sure the body's still in there.
Yeah, the two bodies are still in there.
Okay. That's all I want to know.
But yeah, Grung comes out. He thanks you for the wash. And yeah. You.
If you drown, you're innocent. If you don't, you're a witch.
Exactly. That was the plan.
Old England for you.
you with
You feel
your
you're a fat fuck.
with your clothing on him, you give him some child clothing. You get like a hood on him, and he. If someone was to take like a closer look, they could definitely discern him as a goblin. But at first glance, from like 10 feet or more away, he looks to be a kid.
Right. Shall we head? How the fuck are we going to get him up this ladder? I forgot that there's a ladder there, not stairs.
I pick up the barrel.
Okay. Yeah, never mind.
You
Yeah,
do know
he's-
as well that
Strong as well.
out here
Wait, there's
he
an
leads
exit
out to
there,
the
yeah,
forest.
Yeah.
Actually,
There is
it's
that
going to take you faster. just
secret
to get that,
exit.
isn't there?
Probably.
It's just faster.
I still pick up the barrel.
Okay.
I
Do
was
you got-
telling Grung to follow us as well, so he's not just sitting there for an indefinite amount of time.
Okay. Yeah.
And also to stay quiet. Don't
Make a persuasion check.
just not to talk to any persuasion.
Mhm.
21.
Okay.
Just
If you're
don't talk to anyone.
If your persuasion didn't work, I went for intimidation.
Okay.
You cruel bastard.
So yeah, just make our way out there.
Are you heading out towards the forest and stuff? Yeah.
Yeah.
Can. Can.
Damn it with the foreshadowing.
As you're walking, Grung, as you walk around that way, because that bridge isn't there
Yeah.
anymore, just leave it. You get across to the other side where, where that 8 is written on there, Grung begins. You notice, but he begins to climb down into the crevice.
I'm going to grab him.
Yeah, I was about to say I'm going to grab him. That's mine.
But wait, whoa! There could be something down here, you know?
No.
No.
Death.
Come on,
No.
I'm hungry. I can smell food down there.
No.
I think you've had enough, little one.
You have eaten half of the food out of all the battles. Can he
Make
still be hungry?
a persuasion check.
Worst case, no, just lift him out.
Either both of you roll a persuasion check, or one of you roll with advantage.
I got a 16.
Okay. What's this, persuasion?
Yeah.
Oh god.
Your charisma's high. You're a sorcerer.
I know. I roll a 5.
I forgot your Christmas lower than mine is.
It won't be once I get the other one. My feet.
You rolled a 16, did you?
Yeah.
Because I can aim
Um,
a spell sniper, I can increase my.
As
not
you
my stat level.
yeah, as you tell him, basically, don't go down there. He makes that little argument for a bit and then follows you back out again.
I don't jump.
Yeah, I was gonna say you roll to see if you jump. But yeah.
It's the only interesting part of this campaign. Will Cage jump or will he not?
Moving in my map.
Wrecked.
You can't really ruin it. It's already like beyond hell. Like there's actually secret messages put in here now that I added.
Okay.
Good luck finding them. Because I can't find it and I know where it is.
Send it.
Yeah, so you head out of where the crevasse was, and out to the forest.
Gonna head towards your woman's full name again. Glenn, you're good with names. Prison bitch.
Oh. Holly or something.
Halia?
Head to Hallie.
I'll learn it eventually.
As you wander through the town, where's mine? There it is. A few heads turn as this bugbear carrying a barrel wanders on through, but no one approaches you. There's a couple guards give a few glances. None of them seem to approach. What hit points are you each on?
10.
32.
Phil? Yeah, I'm gonna Phil because I haven't taken that much.
So Cage wanders through, a bit bloody, a bit of singed hair and stuff. Well,
I mean, I'm still wearing a
a
hood.
bit of singed like hood.
Clothing. Where did I get? Oh yeah, the explosion.
Yeah. And you head on back round to the mines, and you head round to Halia's office per se, and you just knock on the door. You just barge on in.
We own this place, just gonna barge right in.
Okay.
If we don't own it now, we'll own it later.
As he barges in, I'm going to knock on the door after he's opened it.
Okay. As you barge on in, you see Halia sitting there behind her desk, talking with Sildar, who, upon seeing you, immediately is surprised to see you come back here.
We come bearing gift. Get it? It's just a single gift.
Gift? But you have two new things there with you. You got that barrel, and you got that little child.
Oh, he's ours.
Okay, I'll get to that in a minute. So, how did it go?
I chuck the barrel on the ground and rip it open.
Okay.
Turns out you lifted the wrong one.
Just a bunch of salted meats.
Is this him?
As you throw down the barrel, do you set it down, take off the lid, and throw him out, or do you just throw the barrel down?
I set the barrel down, rip it off, and then throw him out.
Okay.
Still tied up.
Out comes a
Pile of salted meats.
still compliant per se.
He better remain compliant.
Who
Iarno
else's features are going?
with blood stains around his body, a few poke holes, no gag in his mouth, no rope around his arms, but the rope comes out with him, and as does the cloth.
Full of blood.
And yeah, so
I gotta put my foot on like his back just to make sure he doesn't like try anything.
okay. And she says, so this is glass staff then? Immediately Sildar props up and goes, Yarno! What is the meaning of this? To which Yarno, for once his demeanour of calm becomes a small bit afraid after noticing Sildar. Which, Cage, you know, Sildar is a member of the Lord's Alliance, and Iarno used to be a member of the Lord's Alliance back in Waterdeep. And so, yeah. Halia, Iarno stays quite silent, essentially, and Halia basically says, well, we'll have to get to we'll get to questioning you in a little bit. Anyway,
We have some tried and proven enhanced interrogation techniques that if you need our help, just let us know.
We'd be more than happy.
well, I don't know if we'll need your help with the techniques, but I definitely recommend you stay for the information, just in case any of it's valuable.
Do you mind if we chop off one of his feet? It's kind of a
I
running
actually
tradition.
do mind.
In
Because
the
It kind of needs
interrogation.
to work in the mine, you know.
We do have our own methods of interrogating people that have worked, tried and true in the past.
But you see, ours has
We've
no
we've
witnesses.
never cut. We've never cut people's feet off before, so I don't think we'll need to be doing it again.
A thinker?
Their tongue. Wait, no, they need that.
The eyes.
Let's just say, if we don't get the information our way, we'll do your way.
I'll be
Okay.
more than happy. I'm
Sildar,
gonna have a look for like a blade sharpener and just start sharpening the
roll for perception.
14.
You find a polished stone
Yeah,
just at the side of a weapon rack. You
Yeah.
pick it up and just...
Would I have stolen from Yarno in the past? Yarno?
No,
No.
you wouldn't have.
Just in case. just on the off chance.
Sildar goes over to Yarno and like fucking punches him in the face about 4 times. He just then sets down his body after that.
You see, where's the fun that he gets to beat the shit out of him? I don't.
Yes, but if
Your
I'm,
methods are
if
a
I'm
bit
to
more
know
lethal.
correctly, or Sildar pipes up and he's like, yes, but I've known this man for nearly 30 years. You haven't,
How do you know that?
because you're not 30 years old. You don't look to be 30 years old.
That's what it's my character mom.
Just a tad older. Just a tad.
I'm only like 33. Yeah, I live like insanely long, but like, yeah.
Iarno basically says, he's like, I can't remember what voice I did for him. But anyway, his new voice is,
They really are.
that was Tobin.
He's half dead now.
Well, it's been a few days, he's recovered.
Time to do it again. Time to try again.
Your public execution is quite a big thing.
Make an intelligence check.
20? Oh, not 20.
Not in this world, isn't it?
I'm gonna make it a big thing.
Iarno pipes up and he's like, Sildar, now, this is a bit of a predicament.
Oh god, I'm gonna have a spell.
Hello.
Hello. How's it going?
So,
I'm pretty sure he was more gruff than that last time you voiced him.
whatever.
Literally voiced him 10
How's
seconds
things?
ago.
And Sildar, no.
Oh, that's
Iarno
his.
saying.
Oh, that's the Yarno.
Yeah.
Sildar
Slight
is, Sildar
Sounds like a
basically takes the rope
rich twat.
that was there and ties up Iarno again.
Not very well.
And yeah, pretty shoddily as you look at it, and basically says, "Right, Halia, you wish to join me down at the Town Masters Hall? We can. Halia, you wish to join me down at the Town Masters Hall? We can question this tyrant, and have him incarcerated for his crimes." And Halia's like, "Yes, that sounds pretty good. Adventurers, would you wish to join us?"
On one condition. He isn't incarcerated and is handed over to us at the end.
He just wants to kill him.
I don't want to kill him. I need someone to carry a few things. That might kill him.
Sildar Sildar after that says, "No, that's gonna have to be a no. We have being a member of the Lord's Alliance is of quite importance. Well, no, he's still a member. Like he hasn't resigned or nothing. So,
But what good has he done recently?
none, and that's the point.
Exactly.
That's why he's of great importance.
So if we
For the
chop
Lord's
off his
Alliance.
hands, he can't do anything bad.
We're not chopping off his bloody limbs, Prohen.
Fine, his head. I don't care what we cut off as long as we get something. I can pull it a tooth if you want. Or a fingernail.
He just wants a memento.
Literally. Cut off half his tongue.
No. He notices the glass staff that Cage you're holding and says, I think if you're looking for something of Iarno's, you've already got it.
But I want a bit off.
His blood is all over the floor here. You can take some of that.
Yeah, but it's kind of. Eh?
We'll sort something out. I'm not suggesting. I'm not saying that it's going to be
Cut off one
exactly
of his ears.
what you want. We're not doing a Vincent Van Gogh to him. I mean, who's that? But whatever.
Can you pronounce his name?
Listen, what I was taught, it was pronounced go, okay?
Van Gogh.
It's spelt goth, but not everything is pronounced the way it's spelt.
That's the way he pronounced it himself, was Van Gogh.
How do you know? You weren't there? There was no audio recorders back then.
If you look at his name, or what do you call it? I can't remember the name of the transliteration of it. Yeah, it's Van Gogh.
Not to my P3 teacher. But yeah. So, if you follow, you're escorted down to the Town Masters Hall.
Or
Well,
could
I'm
we
gonna follow.
leave this place while they're away?
Well, I'm going to follow.
Yeah.
Are you not going to follow?
Oh no, I'm going to follow you.
Okay. As you walk up towards the Town Masters Hall, there's a few conversations that happen on the way down there. About
I jump.
okay, just about like how you did in the hideout and what exactly was there and stuff. Sildar asks if there was any sort of anything else of Iarno's that you picked up.
No.
Make a deception check.
14.
Okay. Sildar doesn't question any further, but you can notice that he doesn't believe you.
His own fault. His own head getting chopped off. Glenn's face.
I like the tweet. Has Prohen changed?
No.
Will Prohen change? No.
No.
Probably not.
Further questions and says, so who's this little guy?
A friend of ours died, or not a friend of ours, a friend of Gregix, and basically it's their child, and we're kind of looking after it.
When you say that, I sort of give you a wee like jab on the back of my elbow where they like couldn't say.
Okay. Yeah. So it's a little bugbear then.
No,
No.
I do have friends that aren't bugbears.
It's a bit, how do you call it? Racist.
I don't really associate with people of my kind anymore.
Oh, fair enough. So what's your little friend's name then?
The one who died, or
No, this
Glenn.
Okay.
So he now has 3 names.
He's ginger, short, and fat.
As
I know. That's okay.
He's not called
I just wanted to see how scared you got.
I was like, oh fuck, I've angered the bear. I haven't poked the bear, I've shot it.
I have tried to. You missed horribly. Everyone dies.
Everyone dies.
I was about to make that joke.
But you didn't.
Halia doesn't question it any further. But you see her glance towards Grung or Glenn or Droop.
All of the above.
Multiple times.
All 3 times.
And you can tell she probably knows it's a goblin, but she doesn't really have any visible opinions on it or judgments towards it. So as you approach the Town Master's Hall,
I'm gonna give her a piggyback after she said that, so like, yeah.
okay.
Oh well, you're being kind.
Well, we'll have to feed him before we kill him, Clem. You can't put skin and bones into the oven.
If only we weren't streaming.
So the Town Master's Hall has sturdy stone walls, a pitched wooden roof, and there's like a bell tower at the back. And as you approach the front door, you notice a board just outside to the right, and written in common, it says "Reward" in capital letters, and then it says "Orcs near Wyvern Tor." Those of a mind to face the orc menace should acquire within. And the notice then bears the town seal and indecipherable signature.
Does it say what the reward is?
No.
Do we know where that where that location is?
You know, it's somewhere nearby-ish, like within like a day.
Could I check as well where
Or 3.
Thunder Tree is again? Because I believe you told me, I just completely forgotten because I didn't write it down.
That's the place.
With a bunch of undead.
Yeah,
Mhm.
full of the undead.
You know, it was whatever her name was
Yeah.
in the
I don't have her name, but I have her husband's.
the deal, said it was east of Neverwinter.
So quite far.
It's about 5 or 6 days travel from where you are in Fandolin. Well, if you're following paths.
Yeah. So I'd say if you go bring that back and then maybe you get good karma and maybe good things will happen to us for once.
Not to Prohen. Not to Prohen. There's no such thing as good karma for Prohen.
The thing is, I've only killed one person. Like, no, I mean like murdered out of cold blood.
Okay.
Don't forget that attempted murder.
It wasn't attempted murder, it was attempted damage, and I will say it was very, very successful. Enhanced interrogation, well. Call it by its real name. Anyway.
As you walk into the Town Master's Hall, you notice right away who you can certainly tell who the Town Master is, and
Do they look rich?
no.
Oh.
I don't think anybody's rich in this town, Glenn.
I just want to be very thorough.
As Halia walks in, she's like, Harbin, where are you?
Oh, these
And
two are definitely in a relationship together.
And as she says that, and he comes up the stairs, you can see this short, stumpy, pompous old guy.
Is he a dwarf by any chance? Or
No.
just a human?
You actually don't know what his race is. Make any intelligence check.
10? Yeah, no.
Make an intelligence check.
7.
8.
You have no idea. You can tell it's not from around here. And so Halia walks up and she's like, Harbin, we do you remember that you know that that band of them red cloak guys, the Red Brands? And he kind of takes a bit of a intimidated demeanor by after hearing that name. And
She
he's
says that. Oh, by the way, we didn't get a reward yet. Thought I should remind you.
What she's trying to say is that we captured their leader, or whoever he is. You ought to know. I'm just going by my personality trait.
as
To bluntly say what other people are hiding around.
I actually haven't used my favourite personality trait yet. Probably.
Harbin basically says, after Halia says, do you know the Red Brands? Harbin's basically like, oh, they're just a mercenary guild and not really that much trouble. And then you said, we captured him, blah blah blah, and he's like, oh, well,
Now,
this certainly changes things.
let me explain something to you. I know this may be very difficult. You, that's you, are going to give us, that's us three, money. That's my other personality trait.
N-O. I didn't make any deal with you.
Point off.
At this point, Halia perks up and says, I was the one that made the deal with you.
Well then,
Harbin.
here's something.
And we're getting to that. So shut your beak.
Here's a suggestion.
She just stops listening to you and starts talking to Harbin.
I'll cast Charm Person.
Okay.
On her.
With the scroll.
Yeah, with the scroll.
Okay.
I'm going to take a few steps back. Just because I don't want to be arrested again.
Okay.
Can I just ask, would we be level 4 yet? Or
Actually, yeah, would we be level 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, actually not yet.
If this ends up being prison again, I swear to God, I want to kill someone.
See if I get kicked out of another town because of you. Well, just another town. The last time it wasn't because of you.
I believe it's Christmas save.
Say wisdom save.
Wisdom save.
Cool.
That's me told. Against my DC, which is high enough. Fuck. 17 to be exact. I think it's 17. It's 10 plus spellcast plus proficiency, isn't it? For it's 10 or 8. Maybe 17 or 15. Let's have a look.
8 plus
It was 8.
charisma plus proficiency.
Yeah, my spell to say it was 15, not 17.
Okay. As you she rolled a natural 15, so
That's that scroll used anyway.
as you pull out the scroll and begin to read it, she notices she doesn't, because she turned away and stopped listening to you, and then you pulled out a scroll and started reading from it, which she instantly turns back to. You see her eyes kind of glaze over and then come back. Fuck's sake, Prohen.
I'm gonna slap Prohen in the back of the head.
You do that, and
Sorry, I was just practicing for later.
and I know that you weren't. Which the scroll just turns to ash in your hands after finishing it.
I didn't know that would happen.
And
I complete ignorance because I've never used one before.
her, Harbin, and Sildar all approach you calmly, and
This isn't the first time you fucked with a town.
None of them. Would any of them recognize what the spell was?
there is a thing for there's a
There
word for
is, yeah.
discerning spells.
It's
So I'll tell you.
or it's intelligence, I think. Intelligence against the.
It'll probably be
There's
intelligence slash
a
arcana.
way of working it out.
Identifying a spell, 85.
I feel like this music is oddly fitting.
Yeah. Twice in a week. Identifying a spell. You can make this as well if you want, Cage. It's an Arcana check.
Oh, okay.
What's the DC on it?
16. To which, okay.
No, how's the DC like? Going about?
15
Well,
plus the spells level.
I rolled a 16.
Okay, so you can tell it's a charm person. Halia can tell it's a charm person, and also Solar can. Harbin has no fucking idea. So the three of them walk over and they begin to arrest you. Do you resist?
Are you going to
Again.
resist?
I'm thinking here for a second. I'm
So
thinking, what's the
Sildar grabs your thing, whatchamacallit?
Pole.
Albert?
Halberd. Yeah.
I don't get why this is so important.
Can you roll a athletics check?
I'm not.
You know, so he takes the
yeah,
halberd.
I'm not shit.
And Halia and Harbin begin to tie up your hands behind your back again.
I'm just asking, what is the point in doing this now?
Because so you can't cast any more spells on me. This is Halia. So you can't cast any
I don't
more
have any more.
charming on me. So you can't.
I can't do that anymore.
So you can't fight back. I don't know what you can do.
Why would I
That's
bother?
That's why I need to take
Why would
these
I bother
precautions.
killing you? You're fucking worthless.
She just slaps you across the face.
Fuck. I feel like someone's getting a bit
Hardish.
angry.
And
You see, that's the problem with you kind of people. You get angry about
and
things.
the two of them, or the three of them, escort you downstairs.
You're not throwing him in the tin again, are you?
Well, this is Sildar. He's like,
We kind of need him.
Here we go, guys.
I didn't want to have to.
Prison break.
I didn't want to have to wait on him getting let out of jail again. I kind of want to get
suggest
going.
cloaks that you may Find a new party member, to be honest with you. I don't see why you're walking around with this guy.
Just call me Cloaks.
You have a role of cloak in the Lord's
Oh,
Alliance.
I thought it was because of the robes and the cloak that I am
When the
wearing.
barbarian remembers shit, but not the fucking sorcerer.
There's something desperately wrong with us.
So Dar basically says, like, ushers you down, and I guess you come downstairs with them, yeah.
Yeah.
Grung comes along as well, and bring the arm down, and they throw Prohen in one of the two cells.
Now, let's think about this for a second. You're going to separate someone who's caring for a child.
Carbon locks the cell.
You realise you're going to be responsible for that child's death.
Which Halia says, I believe it's Gregic's friend, not yours.
I put my hand on Grum.
How about we do a prisoner trade? Because technically Arno's still ours.
Exactly. We've never actually officially handed him over.
Well, Sildar pipes up and he's like, well, I mean,
We never give him to you.
he isn't really property of anyone.
Aye, but we captured them.
Yeah, exactly. You are a prisoner, not yours.
You don't
As of right
own
now.
people just for capturing them. But anyway, we'll get to that after.
Well, then, in theory, then you don't own me, so you can't dictate anything that I do.
We have a law here.
So do we.
And you're not following it.
That's such a fucking shame.
Neither was he.
I know, and that's why we're taking him and locking him up under our laws.
If only I had the Hound of Illumin.
There's 3 of them, right?
Only 3.
Yeah, plus these two, and Grung and Yarno.
Oh no, he isn't going to join in if we
I know,
start a
that's the
fight.
problem. Yeah, I was about to say, Glenn, just burning hands.
Actually,
with it.
as you
I'm still kind of beat up though.
come
I know.
down to the cells, there is a guard down there at the cells.
No. Morning.
Is it the same one that I shit talked last time?
This is not like up at the mines where there's
Oh.
cells. This is
Yeah, it's different.
2 cells
Oh,
just,
right, it's just
under the
outside.
Masters.
Okay.
The Harbin ushers the guard over and is like, "Oi, Adam, just watch over this guy, would you?"
May I remind you as well, we saved an innocent
I
family.
don't care.
Felon, check him.
I saved an innocent family.
I
With
helped.
my help.
I helped.
He didn't help.
I wouldn't believe him for a second anyway.
Darn. What? You could have kept your mouth shut. But no.
In the other cell, they throw Yarno in there, who has just stayed silent the whole time. And
Huh.
How long is he going to be in there for? We kind of need him.
who, Yarno or Prohen?
That boy.
Hello.
The paladin. You know the guy.
We'll get to him after.
You know
We
our
haven't decided on
friendly
his fate yet.
religious fanatic.
Okay. We haven't decided on his
It didn't hurt anyone.
on his
This time.
Okay.
It is true.
This time.
You're
You're kind of making for yourself a bad name here.
It's fine. It'll all burn eventually.
You don't need to know that yet. When the duct tape doesn't hold it.
I know. Duct tape's pretty shit. Or it might just be the surface it's touched to.
Maybe. If all else fails, more duct tape.
Halia and Harbin. Harbin. And Sildar. Usher you two and Grung back upstairs after locking the 2 of them away, and
We'll be back soon.
Adam who stands guard there. Oh, excuse me. As you go back upstairs, Harbin opens the door outside, takes a look around. You can see him usher over someone, and coming into the door, another guard comes, and and Harbin send him downstairs, assumedly to watch over them two as well.
Because one isn't enough.
Space of one really isn't enough.
No, not with you about.
Yeah, so you come upstairs and Harbin's like, so the Red Brands are no more then?
Well, we killed a lot of them, and we took their leader. We don't know about any more that were outside in the town whenever we went in there, but pretty much all of them.
I'm sure we'll find out when they get back.
We kind of did leave the place full of bodies.
Fair enough. That relieves a great threat on this town.
You're welcome. I mean, with all that said, the guy you just arrested did a lot of work to help out.
I do believe you in that. I mean, there was a
Although he
lot
does
of
have
them.
quite a short temper, as you can probably
I
tell.
can understand that.
Not a short temper. It's just I don't tolerate bullshit.
you just like call up from between the floorboards.
Fuck ye, and ye.
Oh dear.
Sildar Sildar basically talks about how he knew Yarno had made his presence known of being here and then disappeared. But he
He made himself known and then disappeared.
yeah.
In the same fucking time.
But,
Didn't clearly look hard enough.
but Sildar didn't know that Yarno was like the actual leader of the Red Brands. As you guys converse a little bit more upstairs, Halia hands you two a bag of 100 gold, and she says, "The reward that I promised you, not Harbin, as your decided thought it was Harbin's."
Our challenged friend.
Yeah.
Can I ask roughly how much would bail be in this? Or do they not believe in this shit?
Public
well,
executions, Nathan.
it'll depend on what the sentence is, which hasn't been decided yet.
It can't be that bad.
I know.
All he did was try to charm a person into getting money.
Sildar also says.
That was technically right from mine.
Sildar also says.
Ow.
Are you done? Sildar also says, well, we'll question him in a minute. You all know that is. Regardless of whatever his fate is, it's probably going to have to be that I'll take him back to Waterdeep, simply because of his position in the Lord's
I
Alliance.
guess we're going to Waterdeep after this.
I know my way around Waterdeep.
Exactly.
So,
Wherever he wants to go, we can make it there twice as fast because of my background.
well, Cloaks, we, I'm pretty thankful for you bringing in Iwano. Here's a small reward, and he hands you each a pouch, and each of them contains 100 gold. He says, I'm pretty gracious for your
100 gold each.
Yeah.
Quite a good distinction.
He says, I'm pretty gracious for your help for the town, and for getting the Arno back. However, your friend down there, he's a bit of a wild card. A bit.
Again, things.
You can't have someone like that going about places with you. He's a bit too much of a troublemaker. Like there's horsing around, and there's
killing people.
there's getting into trouble,
Troublemaker.
and then there's crime, and then there's him. You know, you can't really.
And then there's like me and my old group will have to blow him.
No, Cage.
We didn't kill anyone.
We're gonna put that behind us.
We
I
didn't
can
kill
obviously see you change, and your friends have changed as well. At least 2 of them. So we'll put that behind us.
Aye.
However, he also actually Harbin behind the desk. You see him walk behind his desk and reach into like a bag, and he pulls out like basically a full chicken. He hands it to Grung, who starts
Eating this raw chicken.
nomming away at this chicken. It's not raw, but it's like a big fuck off chicken.
Oh right.
He keeps that inside your desk.
I said he opens a bag.
He went
keeps
to
it in
the
their office space.
he went to
Have lunch, don't you?
he went to the local market.
It's actually a horse.
Yeah, so he hands that to Grung, who starts nomming away. And Hallie is basically like, right, so his fate then. Prohen's this is. So
Get ready for pretty hands.
Well,
much like the sentence we gave him up at the mines, we're going to take away all his money. That'll go towards the town.
what is this communism?
It's the law, and you were okay with it before, so
Well, we didn't get a say in it before.
you don't get one in it now.
Why are you just a light bitch?
Yep.
Sorry about that.
So
It just came out.
She's like, so we're probably gonna detain him here for I'm gonna say a 10-day, which is about a week or 10 days as it is in this land. And I mean, you just, you know yourself, you can't just charm the law, you can't just order with it.
Find out next time on Prohen's Adventures. That statement's actually true.
You have your own like side cam being incarcerated. Your time in jail. Just write a book, My Struggle While in Jail.
The Struggle to Greatness. By Kanye West.
Hallie is basically like, so we'll keep him here for about a 10-day. You can have him back after that, but I tell you, one more even slight comeuppance from him, and he's not coming back in this city, in this town. We'll give him a brand to make sure, and he's not to come back into this town.
I'm not gonna lie to you, but I don't really think you want to come back to this town after that.
I know, and we're gonna make sure of it.
He's not the kind of person to stick around one place for very long.
This town's a piece of shit. This town's a piece of
Don't
shit.
clap, your arm's tied.
Kicks the bars.
And so, yeah. So Lars like, right then. So, should we go and question the Arno?
Might as well.
All right. So you guys head back downstairs again.
At least with him locked up. At least with our good friend, our friendly religious fanatic locked up. He can't take off his feet.
Yes, that's true. Don't know why I went a bit Scottish there.
It's infectious.
This is true. But yeah, I don't really know so much on that friendly and fanatic part there.
I know the fanatic part's definitely true.
And,
Well, he's definitely a religious fanatic. So you get on his good side and he is a bit friendly.
So you head down to Iarno's cell, which is obviously right beside Prohen's.
How you go? How's it going there?
And Iarno Whenever you come back, Yarno is basically like, my good gentleman, and lady, of course, for addressing Halia.
Correct terms, bitch. I don't know why I'm so against these people.
I mean, they've already arrested you once.
Sorry, they just never just check the text on power word kill.
You utter a word of power that compels one creature of your choice to die.
You have to be able to hear it.
Yeah.
Come on,
Of your choice within range to die. That isn't deafened.
And Sildar is basically like, right, so these red brands then, what were they about?
About wearing red cloaks.
If you don't shut up, I will do to you exactly what you want to do to Yarno.
You go near his tootsies and I'll take off yours.
You want to be allowed back into Waterdeep?
I don't have to be allowed. Being allowed would just make it easier.
I mean, if I'm heading back there, you would need to be allowed.
I got around it before I'll get around it again.
Okay.
I know more than just my group in there. I know
Politicians that I know.
I know Billy, I know Scotty. I know
Union and Jack.
I know the Chancellor. I stole from him once.
Twice.
A pretty nice house, I'm not gonna lie.
You can't resist going back.
Just lists off all of the rich folk in Waterdeep.
Are we out of brie? Yeah.
Almost.
Sildar says to Gregic, he says, I asked that guy, pointing to you, if you got anything else from me or no other than the staff. And he told me no, and I knew he was lying. So what else did you get from me or no?
I didn't get anything, but I think I seen him take some tomes or something from a bookcase. I didn't really see much.
I'm a bit of a reader. Nothing else shite in there, really.
Well, can I have the tomes then, please?
Well, because I haven't read them yet.
I don't care. Give me the books.
Under what grounds?
The fact that I'm at a higher place of authority than you.
But you don't have the right to take away my books.
But I
You can take away our books, but you cannot take away our freedom!
Right now, you're trying to contest the other way around. But sure.
You take my freedom.
Never take our books.
Harbin unlocks the door, and the two guards walk in and start patting you down, and they take out the 4 books. And
I wouldn't expect you can read them anyway.
Sildar says, anything else?
Even though three of them are in common.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
Hmm?
3 of them are common.
No, I mean anything else. No.
And he turns to Cage again. He turns to Cage. So he asks all 3 of you, anything else?
I have a couple of jars.
Well, you got that too, because it's so important and all
Is
that
that
shit.
it? The jars, the books, and the staff.
A couple of earrings. But they weren't his.
Okay. And anything else?
Not I can remember.
Okay, make a deception check. Because you have the note from the Black Spider.
Oh yeah, I do. I forgot about that.
Deception.
Oh my god, please roll high.
Fuck's sake.
Now, Cage,
Aye.
I give you a position of cloak.
Aye.
I expect you to honour that position. What else did you find of Iarno's?
I got this note.
Okay.
It's evidence towards that guy. I just give him that note.
Okay.
I keep all the other stuff that I took, but I hand him that note.
Takes the note and says, and he reads it and he's like, "This is what I was getting at."
I actually forgot about that. Which I actually did forget about.
He goes
Should
over
give it the crown.
to. He asks
Oh
Harbin.
no, that's that wall from earlier. Or from that's what was written in the wall from the
Oh, yeah,
the
Oh, way
hallway.
He
back there.
asks Harbin to open Iarno's cell, and Sildar goes in and stands over Iarno and says, "So, who's the black spider then, Iarno?" And Iarno says, well, the black spider is the person I answer to.
Can I make an insight check on this, by the way?
On
Considering I can still hear him.
what though?
No, just
Like,
on like there's like manner, like does he seem like he's hiding anything basically?
Who?
Yarno.
Iarno.
Yeah.
You
No point in
can
the rich.
with. I mean, he hasn't revealed anything at all yet.
No, but I mean like if he says anything, I'm just gonna auto insight check if you don't mind.
Okay, well after
Pretty much, yeah,
after
like
it
pretty much
happens,
anything, yeah.
So yeah, but it will be a disadvantage because you've only got audio and you can't see any like mannerisms or anything.
Yeah, there's no way for me to get through.
Iarno is like, well, the black spider is who I answer to, and he is a drow, and he is the man who hired me, and he sent 3 bugbears to help me with the red brands, but we didn't need them, and we managed without them, and they knew the entrance to the Wave Echo Cave, but I didn't, but I don't, and the black spider is searching for the Wave Echo Cave, which I'm led to believe is why he ambushed you and Gundren on the Tribor Trail a couple of days ago, or a few days ago, and took your map, because the goblins were told to take your map, and so was I if you had one. And that's all I know. You can make an insight check.
Wisdom, isn't it? Wisdom?
Yeah, I think so.
9.
Yeah.
Just from the general, from his voice, he doesn't really lower or raise in fear at all. So you can't really tell if he were lying, and if he were lying, which part he would be lying about.
Yeah.
It's all information you've not heard before, so you can't really
cross-check
tell.
it.
But Sildar basically clocks him again and is like, right, well that's some useful information. We can get some more if you're hiding any more back in Waterdeep. I've already paid these guys, as he gestures towards Cage and Gregic. I've already paid these guys for bringing you in, and
I look for any rocks, is there?
make an investigation check.
That is a 10.
I mean, you're underground, like under the Master's Hall, so it's like stone walls, and there's like dust on the ground, and there's no like big size rocks,
Yeah.
but there's a few stones.
I sort of pick one up and I sort of gesture to Prohen and like sort of a throwing motion, like to see if it's allowed.
are you looking at Sildar or?
Yeah.
Sildar looks towards Halia, and Halia goes, "Yeah, I don't give a fuck."
Okay, for a raw credit Prohen.
Ranged attack with that. With no, yeah, just west straight roll.
It wouldn't be profession because it's improvised, so.
No.
So 15.
Misses.
So yeah, you throw it, and Prohen just kind of like moves out of the way and misses him. It's the wall behind him. Sildar stands up and leaves Iarna's cell because he doesn't really have anything else to do with him. And he looks at the glass staff and says, "Cage, do you mind if I examine that? Just a minute. I'm not gonna take it, obviously. I mean, you can watch me bloody examine it if you need me to. If you need to."
Don't trust him, Cage. He's a fucking dick.
He answers to me anyway.
I mean, he's only a dick to you because you've been a dick to him.
Well, he's a lying dick.
That's what you think.
Hand him the glass staff, right? Okay.
For now.
Charge up burning.
Just prepare burning hands.
He examines on it, on the glass staff, and for about 10 minutes places it down, has a look at it. And while that's going on, the guards finish taking any trinkets or whatever, like the gems and Trevor and treasure you had
Trevor's Oasis is obviously all the way
from you that you found in that hideout.
Across the
As soon as you start
multiverse.
lifting gems, I'm gonna interrupt saying it at the moment said she's only gonna take money. Never said anything about gems. Gems are technically money, they're personal possessions.
The guards say, basically, we know, but you're going to get them back, but we're going to confiscate them whilst you're in prison, much like you did, much like the same rules apply up at the mine.
Just so you know, if there's a single one of those out of place or even a slight scratch, I'll have your heads off. I don't care if it brings me death.
Okay.
You're just asking for war, aren't you?
I'm not asking, I'm begging. Prepared for peace, ready for war.
Right, okay, whatever you say.
After
It's ready for peace, prepared for war, that's it.
After about 10 minutes of Sildar examining the staff, and the guards take your gems and trinkets and whatnot, and basically Harbin and Halia look at them all, and Harbin is like, they're gems, you can have them, they're worth nothing, and Halia is basically like, whoa, these are not worth nothing, and as much as I hate to say it, because I do hate the cunt, he's gonna get them back, but they're worth quite a bit of money, and she basically like says how much they're worth and makes a little note of it, and puts it in with your stuff so that whenever you get released, you know the worth of the gems. I'll go through them after because I don't know which one you have. But then he, after examining the staff, Cage, he tells you about the staff, and he says, wow, this staff is quite the artifact. This is a staff of defense, and
Didn't work very well.
this,
It didn't serve him very well.
you must to be able to use it, you need to have some sort of bond with it, essentially. And while you're holding the staff, you get essentially extra protection from things trying to hit you, and
I'm gonna need that.
he rattles through what it does, and it's does that, and it requires achievement. Obviously, you get +1 to AC. It's got 10 charges, like the wanded missiles. If you use them all, roll a d20, or when it gets disintegrated, but you roll 1d6 +4 for each day to regain the charges, and it can cast Mage Armor and Shield. Mage Armor being 1 charge, Shield being 2.
No idea what either of those spells do, but sure.
Mage Armor gives you like a +2 to AC, or no, Shield is a reaction, and it gives you like +2 to AC, and Mage Armor I think is something that like gives you a +2 to AC as well. Shield, until the start of your next turn, it's a reaction, and until the start of your next turn you have a +5 to AC, and you take no damage from Magic Missile. That's the run auto hit. And then Mage Armor is another spell.
Holy shit.
Oh.
This one was smart.
Which does it's an action to cast. It lasts 8 hours, and base AC, the target, whoever you target with it, the base AC becomes 13 plus Dex.
So better than yours.
Better than my current AC.
Be 13, like for you,
Yeah, 15 if I'm holding my buckle.
16 if you're holding the staff, because it gives you a +1.
Come an absolute tank.
Buckle in one hand, staff in the other.
And
Take me
yeah,
on, Sunny Jim.
Get off my lawn as I bash them over the head with a glass staff.
Just shatters. Shit.
It'll hurt them still. Glass shards are quite sharp.
Not as sharp as paper.
yeah, so he hands you the staff back, and he actually no. He hands you back, and he says like, yeah, that's a pretty good staff. Anyway, what's your plan for I guess 10 days if you're waiting for your man?
Maybe see if there's anything that needs doing around here.
Sleep.
Two different alignments.
The Hardin pipes up and he says, actually, the I don't know if you noticed the board outside.
About the orcs.
But the orcs, yeah, along the Wyvern Tor. It's just east, down along the Tribor Trail, and basically, 100 gold if you can take care of the problem. That's all the information I've got. Unfortunately, it's just people complaining about some orcs. I've got the coin to pay people who take care of them. So.
We'll think about it. We didn't know how many orcs there are. There's only 2 of us. Action economy states. that party with the more people is more likely to win.
Actually, so.
Listen, I have a morning star. And rage. They shouldn't be a
Fair
problem
enough.
for me.
That's fair. I also have burning hands, so that's useful.
Can
Are we level 40 yet?
chill out.
In character.
It just turns to Sildar, just
Can Cage?
Aye.
Can you two make history checks, please?
History.
That's a natural one.
History's
What's history?
intelligence, yeah. That's a 9.
When Harbin mentioned the orcs being along at the Wyvern Tor, east along Tribor Trail.
I always wanted to learn how to.
Good job.
Fucking ads. Fuck you, musician, you piece of shit.
You have no idea where it is in any relation to anything, but you know, it being along the tribal trail, it isn't like directly on or just off the trail. It's like quite a bit off the trail, and it's from where you are and there is the Sword Mountains in between you. Basically a big mountain range in between you and it, from what you know about the Wyvern Tour. But yeah, so
Are there wyverns up there by any chance?
you don't know.
'Cause I hear dragons like mountains.
Sildar then says, in a 10-day, whenever Prohen gets out, do you remember the goblins that you guys fought back at that cave, the Cragmaw tribe? There's the mention of the Cragmaw, the castle, where Gundren is. If you head up there and come back, keep up, pressure on the goblins, because there's goblins about just on the outskirts of the town here. You keep up the pressure on them, and you can locate the castle, keep up the pressure, locate the castle, and defeat the chieftain of the tribe. I don't know who it is, but
Scrum.
The Lord's Alliance can offer you 500 gold for that. For doing that, so yeah, it's quite a it's quite a big task, which is why I suggest you wait for. Although you're stupid friend, you're powerful friend. So yeah, there's that for when he gets out. But other than that, anything that needs done, I don't know. I heard there's something going on over at Alderley Farm. That's about it. I haven't really got into any gossip with any people. I've just kind of established myself as a member of the Lord's Alliance here, seeing that Iarno didn't really live up to it, and so I just established myself, started bringing a little bit of peace and order to do with the red brands, and
He's bringing peace and order.
I just kind of, over at Stonehill with Toblin, just kind of heard a few bits of gossip. So yeah, Alderley Farm, apparently there's something going on. I don't know exactly what it is, but yeah, we're looking for something to do until Prohen gets out.
What time of day is it?
At this time, you'd have got Prohen from there in the morning. This is literally the same day you got out of jail, by the way.
It is.
Fuck's sake.
Don't worry, there's plenty more where that came from.
It's you took a short rest.
Is it like
It was
midnight-ish?
it would
Or
be about,
night?
we'll say about 5 p.m.ish. From being the short rest and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Halia says, I know it's his things, but he's also after he's out of here, he's also your property. Prohen down there.
You own us. We own you.
So there's that scroll I confiscated from him. It's a fireball scroll. I noticed you look like you use magic, so you can probably use that. And then, his items are there for you to take if you need. As your friends, and sure, yeah, probably would mind, but I don't care if you take his items. So there you go.
I'll chop off each unit.
They're upstairs.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, shit!
But yeah.
to level 4 yet.
Let me work this out.
Yes. Or no.
Greggick and Cage, you're level 4. You're still level 3. Prohen. I'll discuss with you after why. But you can probably guess.
Because he's in jail.
Twice in a day. Or got out and went in the same day. But yeah. So we're level 4.
And didn't complete the quest.
Grung, basically, he basically tries to ingratiate with you two by like following you, like he followed you to here, and like he's been staying silent like you told him to, but from what you can like generally tell, he's like very thankful for you getting him out of there, and he's willing to help you with what he can. So there's that. But just as a quick side note, what is your new max HPs?
Oh yeah.
Roll that. Should I roll
Because you said like
8 plus con or a roll, and if it's a 1 you can re-roll, but if it's a 1 you keep the 1.
fuck it.
That's actually better. Okay.
What do you get, a 9?
9, so that's 12 more. So
Yeah.
I'm now on 51.
And Cage?
38.
38, okay. And then you're both taking feats,
Yes.
I believe?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
Which
taking
feats?
spell. I'm taking spells.
Mage
with it.
Slayer.
Okay. And then you're taking spell sniper, yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna have a quick look at what exactly they are.
Spell snipers. That one we had the debate over in
Yeah.
the group chat.
Because you misread
So I misread it.
or misinterpreted it.
Yeah,
Would be
yeah.
the better thing
Yeah,
to say.
misinterpreted. The same with the meta magic misinterpreted range.
Error. Okay. Now you get to like double your ship.
And I increase something by 1, isn't it? Intelligence
cast
or
this.
charisma or something. I can increase something by 1, I'm pretty sure. My spellcasting ability.
From spell sniper.
Yeah.
When you cast a spell that requires you to make an attack roll, range doubled. Your range spells ignore. Your range spell attacks ignore half and 3/4 cover. You learn 1 cantrip that requires an attack roll. Choose a cantrip from the bard, cleric, druid, sorcerer, warlock, or
Already
spell
done.
list. Your spell casting ability for this cantrip depends on the spells you chose it from. That's it.
Alright, okay then.
Yeah.
Just because a lot of them allow you to increase an ability score.
Yeah.
That one doesn't.
Okay. And then, yeah. Alright.
And I actually do learn
Did you
another
get
spell,
anything
so-
primal at level 4? You get
You get
3, 6, and
nothing-
11, I think it is.
Yeah, you get nothing at level 4 bar your ability score improvement.
And then, yeah. Okay. So, yeah, it's about 5
No, the next thing I get for
p.m.ish
shot
at this
magic.
time.
Yes, exactly.
The sun is still out. It's, you've got about 3 hours, 4 hours till sundown to do whatever you want to do.
How far away is the farm from where we are?
It's not very far.
I mean, it takes literally like a minute to walk from one end of the town to the other. You're at the town master's hall.
It's like down the road.
Farm is literally, yeah, you walk out the door, turn left, and you go to the end of that street, and you're there.
I'll head there then. See
Do you want
what
any
they
jobs?
need.
I mean, there's only a little bit left, but
Nah, you're alright.
Really, Glenn?
I mean, it's not my fault that you're holding it in the air and shaking.
Yeah. There's some paper behind you, toilet paper. to wipe it up, or you can use a
Paper.
just
Yeah,
use
we'll just
the
wipe them up.
whiteboard cleaner.
Oh gosh.
So
Ironbury works surprisingly well.
heading to the
Acidity problem.
farm then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go to the farm.
As well.
Grung tags along if you let him.
Yeah, I love them.
Okay, yeah. Grung basically explains to you as well. He's like, well, can I, just gotta say, you know, I do, I'm pretty good at fighting. You know, I stabbed that guy a few times.
When he was fishing.
But
Fight against our will, and when you can fight back.
listen, don't worry. But you know, I'm okay. I'm not the best. Basically, he fights with disadvantage on like everything. But yeah, yeah,
Would it be possible for me to like sort of train him to make him better, or?
it would take like
Time.
a few days probably.
Well, we have a few days, so.
Yeah,
Yeah, we have a few days.
probably
of
like the
downtime.
better part of the like 7 out of the 10 days, and that's of like 9 to 5 training every day.
This actually works surprisingly well.
Ironbury, man.
Not only is it a tasty beverage, but it's also great for wiping off a marker.
As Babushka always used to say, Ironbury. Make sure you brew your iron.
Yes.
I think that's as much as I'm going to get off of that small amount of Ironbury.
I mean, if you stop shaking my camera, it'd be pretty cool.
Sorry.
Breathe.
I'm trying to read and the book's going like this.
But you can't read.
Let him believe.
I can read A, B, C, F. I've got 3 on damage.
Dry and bubbleage.
Yeah, so you head over to the farm, and
There's a dragon.
Rip.
yeah, the scaled tyrant from above, 5 heads, red, black, green, blue, and white. No, so as you go over to the farm, there's the farmhouse that you can see. It's a relatively big building, and as you approach from the way you're approaching from, you can see like just round the back, towards like the field, and you see a woman and like a small companion with her, about the size of Grung,
Another goblin.
just working away in the field, looking as if they're like tending to crops, planting and whatnot.
I walk up to them.
Okay. The boy tugs on her shoulder, or the child tugs on her shoulder, and as he turns around, you can see it's a boy. He looks human, but he's a lot shorter. Like he's like very short, and he looks like quite young. And as you can hear him speak as you get a bit closer, and he's like, "Mom, there's we got a visitor. You know the big fluffy scary thing I told you about a couple days ago. the big ugly bandit. He's here, Mom." And he sounds about 10 years old, but he's about half the size of the 10-year-old you've seen. You know. And the woman looks up from what she's doing, and it's female halfling woman.
Or just vertically challenged.
She looks around about 45, and she stands up and looks a little bit afraid of you, and kind of like takes her arm and like puts it in front of like her boy, and whatnot. And she's like, how can I help you?
Listen, don't worry. I'm not here to harm you. I heard that you were having some trouble.
Which she then notices Cage and Grung, who she can't see as a goblin. But she's like, oh, well, I'm not really having much trouble per se, but I heard, well, my son here told me that just about the. My name's Killeen. Killeen Alderleaf. I should probably start with that. My son here, he was up to no good, as normal 10-year-old boys are, and he was marching around the forest, and he came across the big ugly bandits that came out of a tunnel under the manor up there, and they met with some red brands, and he thinks the bandits have a secret lair under the manor there. So, I mean, that's the trouble I've got, I guess, that you put it. I also I noticed you talking to. I noticed you two. You had another friend. Talking to Sildar over in Stonehill Inn a couple of days ago, and you know, I know quite a little bit about the town, and quite a lot that goes on, and I was talking to him as well, and he says you're looking for the Cragmaw Castle, or at least he was going to suggest it to you, because you fought some Cragmaw goblins, and also the Wave Echo Cave, something about that. That was a long time ago. But if you really are looking for that, I suggest you go find Redoth. He's a druid, and he knows everything about the land around here.
Druids.
Not the kind of druid entity, but a druid is in like a class.
Still don't like druids.
Yeah. She's like, he knows everything about this land, and the boy pops up and he goes, he really does. He knows everything. He's taken me on tours everywhere. He protected me from some goblins outside once.
He even knows my name.
And she's like, yes, calm down. And she's like, yeah, so he was last he said he was going up to Thunder Tree. It's about 50 miles northwest of here, if you were ever heading up there. But he could definitely help you find the Cragmaw Castle, or
If he's not dead.
I mean, I hope he's not. He's
Thunder Tree's the place with the undead.
Yeah, it's a shitload of undead, yeah.
He
Because I hear Thunder Tree has a bit of an undead problem at the minute.
You do? Oh, well, I know he headed up there because they're ruins, because the place is in ruins, and he was going to investigate, but I didn't hear it's in ruins, assumedly because of the undead.
We just heard that there was sightings of undead up there. We don't know how many.
Well, that's
Sound like my kind.
he's a long time friend of mine, so I hope he's not dead. But anyway, also about the Cragmaws.
If we find him, we'll bring him back. Or send him back. Either way.
Thank you very much. About the Cragmaws there, about 30 minutes that way, and she points south. About 30 minutes that way, there's a small camp of the goblins. If they've been harassing my crops here for the past few days, and if you want to go and take care of them, then
Going up to a bit of cabbage, go, fuck you!
just like pulls it out, punches it, and puts it back in the ground. So if you want to go and sort them out, I'd be greatly appreciative. And if you don't want to stay in that Stonehill Inn, because I know the I know Toblin's quite the annoying person.
Finally,
You're fine. You're fine to stay in my hayloft. You know, I'm not going to charge you. It's completely free. So
That would be very kind of you.
of course. You know, all I ask for is just a small bit of help, and I can help you whatever way you want. Immediately after that, Carp hit her son. She's like,
fuck names your kid Carp.
He's like, hi, my name's Carp, and whenever I was,
Magikarp.
whenever I saw,
Are you a good swimmer?
I've never been near water.
Never even drank it before in his life.
I mean, I've never been like near a body of water to swim in, so I don't know. But
Wouldn't last long in water deep.
Wait, is Waterdeep just a massive pool?
it's
Water
basically
deep is a
Atlantis.
set.
It's deep
Yeah.
and underwater. Whenever I was over at that forest, and I saw the big U's, that points towards Gregor.
Even down a bit, you know.
Has it fallen down? Is it dripped? Yeah, it's dripped again.
Yeah.
More duct tape.
Whenever I was over there, the big U's, and he points towards Gregor. He's like, they grabbed a box from two of the Red Brand guys, and from where I was, I could just see into the underground bit, and it was like a big cave, and there was a big like hole with some bridges, and they went and put the box in the hole. So, you know, if you want to go, and I think it's like an underground lair, so if you want to go in there and like kill them all and then take their stuff.
Been there, done that.
We didn't check the hole though.
Well, you know, if that box is still there, pretty sure it's got some cool stuff in it. Just, can you bring me back a rock? Like a big rock. Like the size of your head. He points to you because you're like fucking massive.
Please just get a rock. It's like, here you go, and it just chuck it at his face.
It's like, hold your arms out, drop it.
Just breaks his arms.
Rock falls, arms go with it.
Well,
Rock.
if I find one, then sure, why not?
Sweet. At which point, Killian is like, no, Carp, calm down. So Rowdy,
He's on a fucking rock. He's on a fucking farm.
anyway, yeah, so, this is Colleen, and she's like, yeah, so, well, I'm here if you need me, so, yeah, thanks, guys. And yeah, she gets back to doing her work, and he starts, like, pulling some things out of the ground, and she's like, no, pull it like this, dig a little bit, and then and yeah.
No, don't pull out my vegetables, pull out the weeds, goddammit!
In the prison, basically, the two guards are there with you and Iarno, and Iarno is like,
No, why can't there only be one?
so, I believe your name was Prohen?
Nope.
Make a deception. 11. Okay, Prohen. If you don't believe it's Prohen, I believe it's Prohen, so I'm going to call you Prohen.
It's Gilbert.
So
1 second.
you're quite the rowdy one.
That's a word for it.
Why? I mean, it obviously didn't do you good.
Family trouble. I didn't actually say things.
Exactly. I think I said to you when you put it
He says, how does that work? I can't remember exactly how that spell works, so. I can't remember what it's called either. I think it's this.
If I were to walk out the front of this farm, would the place that he's in be like 240 feet away? Or within 240 feet?
If you were to walk at the farm, it would be.
You're gonna chill touch this bitch?
No, I have Eldritch Blast. I don't need chill touch anywhere.
It would be about 240 feet away.
Graham, do it. Please.
I gotta keep that in mind.
Okay.
God, just sitting there just sniping Eldritch Blast.
After like
Even further away if I
those
if
few
I had
sentences
sorcery.
of conversation, you notice whenever you went into the room that had all the alchemical stuff brewing away, and you noticed a rat that scurried away. You notice in your cell that same rat.
I actually forgot about the rat. I was going to kill it.
Who's this little fella?
Well, that's my pet rat. He
A pet rat.
yeah. I mean, he can do this, and you hear like a little bit of an echo of a click, and the rat disappears. And then
My family did that once.
you hear another click, and the rat doesn't appear in front of you, but then like runs around. And
Could I identify what this is? Because
you can make a Arcana check.
Arcana. Arcana's intelligence, correct? Isn't it?
Yes.
So I've got +4 in Arcana, I think. 22.
Yep. This is a familiar. It's
familiar.
the find familiar spell.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Find familiar someone's like a fae, doesn't it?
I mean, it can be anything. Like you can get a cat. Or
It can just be anything.
It's genuine, like a small bestial kind of thing,
Okay.
but it is a beast that you can summon at will and like
Yeah.
send it to its own like pocket plane, and you can like.
Yeah. No.
But you gather that you also know about the spell is you can take on the sight of the familiar. So you gather that the rat being here is him looking at you, so he can converse with you like more formally.
Yeah.
But the voice still comes from around the
Yeah.
corner.
Obviously, if it came from a rat, I'd be pretty fucking weirded out.
And yeah, so he's like, well, I mean, I'm an ex-member of that
Shithole.
godforsaken Lord's Alliance, and even I would recommend that you follow what Sildar tells you. I mean, he's a pretty just try to stay out of trouble when he's around.
What's so wrong with them?
It's not what's so wrong with him, it's what's so right with him.
No, I don't mean that. I mean, what's wrong with Lord's Alliance?
Oh, I mean, well, they follow the law and they're like lawbringers, and I'm a lawbreaker, so,
Oh.
you know. But Sildar,
Yeah,
he is, really, he cares about the law and whatnot, so I would just suggest that you stay out of that, out of his way.
Do you know him well?
I mean, I've worked with him for the past 30 years.
Mother's maiden name. What is it?
I don't know him that well.
So you don't know him well.
But, yeah.
What else can you do magic-wise?
Well, being in this position, this is about it.
Oh.
There are 2 guards still down here, by the way.
Listening in on us?
Yeah, like they're noticing you're just having a conversation. They don't, intercept it or anything. But Eonor's like, well, I'm gonna go to sleep. And you hear a click and the rat disappears. And
Night, little bitch.
yeah, no more noise after that from him. You two, where are you heading?
We could quickly head to the cave and get a box of it still.
Potentially.
Not yet, Nathan.
Yeah, let's head to the cave.
240. I don't have the sorcery points now.
Fuck's sake, Glenn.
You gotta remember that some sorcery points you can't do with other sorcery points.
Yeah, but it was Kabaddi spell sniper with the sorcery
Yeah.
points. So
So you're heading to back to the crevasse.
Yeah.
yeah,
Where
big
Carp
crack
Fishing
that
go.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
fine.
Nathan rubbed out.
Such a shame. And sure, it's not like you're gonna do a fight, right?
Well,
So yeah, you head back to the crevasse, and it's just as you left it. The smell being of decomposing flesh and death. And there's still that unnatural coldness around you while you're there as well.
Would I be able to guess how deep this crevasse is?
Yeah, being that there's like a tunnel right there. There is some like daylight there. Plus you have your
Fishing
dark
anyway.
vision. It's only about 20 feet deep,
Ah.
so it's easily climb downable.
Okay, so, well, I'll climb down then.
Okay.
so will I.
As you get to the bottom, it is still unnaturally cold, but a hell of a lot colder.
Reminds me of home.
You
Reminds me of my father's house.
Cage make an Arcana check, please.
Okay.
I'll give you advantage on this.
Thank the Lord. It was a natural one, which is now an 18.
Okay.
Slight difference.
Much like Prohen realised and pointed out to you earlier, it is emanating from down here, that necrotic aura, and it's,
I never spoke anything of that, I don't think.
well, he still knows about
Yeah,
it now
but
anyway.
yeah, but I didn't know.
I know about it because I.
But you can definitely tell that it is the source of this coldness. And yeah,
This is the source of this coldness.
at the
It's
bottom,
gonna last.
Gregic, you see the corpse and the half-eaten body of the recently described to you from his wife of Fel Drendar, who was the woodcarver and was the prisoner's wife and dad of the kids. And yeah,
Guess
he has
we
been
couldn't
left here
carve another human being, could we?
for Nothic to feed on, by the looks of it. But as you descend down, and you reach the bottom, you notice quite easily there's like a carving on, like a big carving in the side of the wall. There's large stones placed around the bottom of this, especially during the crevasse. And in this carving in the wall, there's a chest which couldn't be seen from above. And basically,
There's a chest. You know.
yeah, you can both of you and Graham make wisdom saving throws, please.
Okay.
That is a 8.
It's a natural 20.
Okay. That sense you got before of being like drawn to the crevasse, you shrug this off, Cage. But you and Grung kind of look at each other with a sense of like acknowledgement that it's kind of like a homely belonging now that you're down at the bottom. And make an intelligence check.
That is a 16.
Grung has rolled 4 6s in a row for things.
666.
You
Extra devil.
can ascertain that if you were to be here for another minute or so, you wouldn't want to be here for another minute or so. Put it that way.
I look at Grung and say, Grung, we need to leave now.
But this feels like home.
No, trust me, if you don't leave now, you're going to be here forever.
Roll a persuasion or intimidation check, whatever you're trying to do. If you're intimidating because you're a barbarian, you can do strength.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh.
Well, it depends how, if you're
Intimidation.
like, cowering over him and like trying to scare
Grung,
him, you can use your strength.
go.
Yeah.
But okay, yeah,
So if I do that, I use
strength.
strength, and then if I have proficiency in intimidation, okay. So that is 11.
He instantly is like, yeah, we should go. There's that chest. You should probably grab that chest. And the boy wanted a stone. I can take the chest. It looks quite light. We should go.
Okay. And I pick up a rock, quickly check if it's the size of my head, and then go.
Okay, make a investigation check.
Natural 20.
You the first one you pick up, you go done, throw it up there, and with that natural 20, you see that Grung's having a hard time trying to grab this chest. So you grab him, throw him up, grab the chest, and start heading out. And then what are you just gonna?
I'm gonna have just a quick look to see if there's anything else.
Yeah,
Just to see if there's anything about this crevasse that could be causing this necrotic kind of feel.
Make a investigation check.
10.
You find no kind of start to the aura, or like where the necrotic, I guess. Essentially, if it were a spell, there's no direct place where the spell has been placed. It's just kind of around. And yeah. You actually what you do know is actually no you wouldn't because you didn't roll natural 20 for that. You rolled natural 20 for your save, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you can. What do you just climb out after that? Yeah.
I'm just going to take a quick look to see how many bodies are in here, and then head on out. Just
You
an approximation.
overall the time you just see Fell's half-eaten body and a bunch of clothes torn to shreds around the place. That Fell's is the only real body you find. Otherwise, you find a bunch of bones, a bunch of clothes, and some molded
Okay.
flesh. And yeah.
Nothing of use.
So you climb out then, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Grung is up at the top. It only takes like 10 seconds to climb out. But Grung has the chest flipped open and he's taking stuff out and placing it to the side to examine what it is. And what catches your eye is a bunch of coins, and then there's a sword he places out, and a couple potions, but you need to go and inspect them to see exactly what they are.
I'm going to inspect the sword.
Okay.
I'll inspect the potions.
Okay. Both of you roll. Greg, can you roll a history check? And you, Cage, you instantly know from recognition these are potions of healing. Then there's the scroll placed beside them, which is a scroll of augury, which is a spell. Go look that up. And then the sword, roll your history check.
I rolled a 4.
Roll a 4. This is a silver chased scabbard. It's like a long sword, basically, inscribed with the name Talon, Talon, and the hilt is the shape of a bird of prey with outspread wings. And basically that's about all you can really. You don't know anything. You know that because it's got an inscribing and because it looks fucking awesome, like a black hawk kind of thing with the spread wings. There is some sort of lore behind this, but you have no idea what it is.
I'm going to take it with me just in case it's important.
Okay. After having a look at this and putting it in its scabbard and just putting it to your side, you count out 160 silver that was inside the chest, 120 gold, 5 malachite gems, and then Cage took the healing and augury, the 2 healing potions and scroll of augury, which I'm gonna go look up because I don't know what that spell is either.
Augury has to do with
See if it's this really fucking long one. It is.
by casting receive an omen from otherworldly entity, the result to a specific course of action you plan to take within the next 30 minutes, and the DM chooses wheel, woe, wheel and woe, or nothing. So good results, bad results, both good and bad, or nothing good or especially good or bad. It has to do with like a roll or something.
Okay. Okay. Bloody doges. Okay, so Grung, he's like, wow, this is I'm glad that little kid told us about this. I think this money is pretty good. I can't really count that high, but I mean that looks like a lot.
1, 3, 2, 1.
And these gems are pretty cool, and these gems, I had these back at my camp before I left because they were really weird people. I remember one of my camp members told me, or was telling myself and my partners who were going to steal from other people, that they had these gems. They told me that they were worth about 15 gold each. I don't know exactly what 15 gold is, but that's what it's worth. That's what I remember.
Alright. Guess we just head back to the farm then.
With Carp's rock.
Yep.
Kitch.
Nothing else to do here.
Okay.
Just thinking I was trying to figure out there's something to do with carps and stones, and I remember that's how you fish for them, the stones. There was literally a method where you chuck stones at carp for hunting. That was quite efficient apparently.
So you make your way back over to Alderley Farm. This whole journey itself is taking literally like 5-10 minutes from leaving them to coming back to them.
We're very efficient in what we do.
Colleen notices you and she's like, "Whoa, that was quite quick." And Carp, are you just holding the stone as you're walking?
I'm sort of holding it behind me as a surprise.
Carp, as you're doing this here, Carp is like, "You lost one of your arms. What happened to your arm?"
I didn't lose my arm, and I sort of reveal the rock.
Whoa!
This kid have autism.
As you hold the rock, you examine it a little bit closely, a little bit more closely than you did before. All you did was pick it up, hold it up, realize it was about the same size as your head, and then take it. as you hold it out to show him, you notice now that it's actually about twice the size of your head, and there is plenty of sparkles in it from what looks to be
Blood.
like little ores or little gems inside it, and basically makes it really sparkly. And this kid is just awestruck. Like he is like, whoa, oh wow, what the, mom, look, he got me this rock. And he's like, I can carry it. Looking up to you, like it's like looking up like this towards you.
Please drop on his face.
He's like,
I sort of slowly put it down and like sort of
in his hands or on the floor.
in his hands, but I sort of like hold it in a way that I'm putting a bit of the weight on him to see if he
He's
can handle
He's
it.
like, what? I don't know if I
Okay, I
Let
take-
go.
That's a I can't carry that. I've got just the idea. And he runs towards his house. He's like, I'll be right back.
This is how the young Slav race was created.
Walks out with like a bunch of automatons.
He runs over to the his house essentially, and Colleen notices. She notices
I'll just put one.
that you have a new scabbard that you didn't have before. And she's like, "Ooh, that must have been a good fight." It's like a silver lined sheet. So she's like, "Well, that must have been a good find in there, I guess." What's that you got?
I'm not really sure yet. I couldn't really decipher it myself, but it's got some inscribings on it, so I'm hoping to find out what it
As
actually
she
is.
looks at the hilt, because the hilt like pokes out of it, obviously. She's like, "Hang on a sec. Can I just have a look?"
I hand it to her.
She takes it and pulls it out of the scabbard, and she's like, this sword this belonged to the Black Hawk, as the black feathers of the hilt here tell. It belonged to the man who used to live in the manor, Aldith Tresendar. Aldith Tresendar. He was the Black Hawk. He was quite a mighty knight, and I know after I've told some stories about him to Carp. Carp really looks up to him, but he actually died a number of years back fighting off a bunch of orcs that attacked his manor.
Off the rock.
In the hidden caverns below his manor, this sword was lost there. The inscribing here, Talon, was what he named the sword. And yeah, it was lost there. So yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you go over to the Lion Shield Coster, and they will either them or Smithy will definitely want to buy this from you. She explains. Well, she after she has looked at it for like another couple of seconds before Carp returns. It's +1 longsword. So basically just +1 to attacks and damage. Not as good as the pointiness. And yeah, Carp returns with, like, you can see him running through the field, and he's got like a little wooden cart, and there's like a handle with a couple wheels on it.
I think more duct tape's needed.
Yeah.
More duct tape is definitely needed.
And he's like, "Put the rock in here. This will carry it."
Just breaks the entire wheelbarrow.
I put the rock in slowly.
As you place the rock in, it's bigger than the cart. a little wheelbarrow cart.
Cinnamon bigger than carp.
So like you turn it on its side a little bit because it's a little bit of like an elongated rock, and it kind of like fits in, and then as you ease off the pressure of holding it, like you can hear like a few cracks. It's like you instantly like grab it again, and it doesn't look like the cart's gonna hold this thing. Cart's like, I made this cart. It'll definitely hold it.
It doesn't sound like it will be able to hold.
Well, I mean, try it anyway.
There we go.
Try it anyway. Just set it in there and let go of it. If it breaks the cart, I can make a new one. It only took me about 3 months.
Please just destroy his kids' hopes and dreams.
Are you sure you won't be mad?
It's fine. I can make a new one.
I start putting it again
Maybe
slowly.
say it'll end up being his mum's or something.
As you begin sliding it in like you did before, gently and whatnot, can you roll some percentile dice, please?
Of course. 79.
You let go and it just shatters the fucking cart. And Carp's like, it's fine. Can you? This thing, by the way, weighs like 30 kilos.
It is heavier than the kid.
He's like, how about you just bring it into my room?
Sit on the floorboards.
I have a stone pedestal that I can put it on. I've been reserving it for a special stone, and this is a special stone.
Okay, well, bring it up.
And Carp's like, Mom, can the big fuzzy guy come and put this on my stone? Put it on my pedestal? And and Kelly's like, yeah, go on. So yeah, he's like, come on, and he like leads you off to the house.
I can fit
It's
this
just to
kid's
see
IQ
just
in my
holding a
hands.
little pamphlet that just reads how to perform a
Give us this kid's
post-birth
IQ.
abortion.
He like picks up his like ruined cart beforehand. And he's just like fascinated with like how strong you are and how like you did this for him. And he turns to Cage and he's like, hey guy, can you like help me take my ruined cart back home, please?
Oh god, this kid's gonna die now.
If I really have to.
I mean, you don't have to. It would just help.
That's a no.
Fine.
At which point Grung already comes over and he takes like a few. I know Grung's carrying the chest. So,
Takes a few
yeah.
splinters. That's about all he can manage.
So you pick
Pick
up
some
like
up and
the wooden wheel that shattered and a few like wooden planks you pick up and you take it over. And yeah, he takes you over to his house and he's like, come on, I've got this pedestal upstairs, and takes you upstairs and he leads you into this room, and it's like a general farm fucking like house, but
Shit.
this kid's bedroom is like facing out the front.
It's inside and all.
So there's like a window at the front looking out, and in front of this, so like picture this as the room. It's like it's an elongated room, like the door will be back there.
Yeah.
And he comes in, and they're basically at the front window. There's like a nicely crafted stone pedestal, which has like some carvings in it, and there's a plaque on the front. Which doesn't have any words, it's just like a metal plaque. And yeah, he basically leads you over, he's like, place it on here, I guarantee you it will hold it.
Okay, I walk over and I slowly put it on the pedestal.
Okay, you place it on it, kind of rolls about a little bit, you like place it on properly, like in a place where it isn't going to roll, and you gently bring your hands away, and it does. It seems to hold it fair enough.
For like a minute.
At which point, no. And yeah, the pedestal is like big enough, so that the whole stone fits on it. And he's like, "Wow, that's a really cool stone. Thank you so much, big guy." And he's like, 1 second, and he goes in and he opens up a chest and he rummages around, and he pulls out.
Bigger stone.
Can you roll another D100, please? In fact, no, let Cage roll this one. Cage is going to decide your fate.
Oh, fuck.
Please roll on that one. Or is it? Yeah, whatever. Oh, you're so close.
68. Oh, so close.
What?
68.
68, okay.
Cry.
He basically pulls out like a small cube, and each side it's about like an inch each
It's a D20.
thing, and each side is like a different color, and he's like, I used to have this on that pedestal, and obviously this is a lot smaller than that rock, that stone. So it's got really cool colors. It's different color on each side.
It's a square out of a Rubik's Cube.
You know there is such thing as a 1x1 Rubik's Cube,
Yeah,
and there's world records of solving it.
Yeah.
Which is the even funnier thing.
yeah. Like, you know how just to do the world record, you have like your hands in the pad.
Oh, yeah.
You do it and put it back, and it basically it's and it's that there, it's just touching the Rubik's Cube and putting your hands back. But yeah, so he shows this cube and he's like, I want you to have this cube. This cube, you know, it was pretty cool. And you know, I've had it for like a number of years. My mom gave it to me when I was like a lot younger, and yeah, here you go.
I pick it up and I look at it.
Yeah, it's genuine. It's just like a 1 inch by 1 inch by 1 inch cube, and it's got like a yellow, blue, red, green, purple, black, and white face on it.
It's gay. It's a gay kid.
He's like, yeah, it's yours.
Thank you.
No problem. That cube will bring you luck. I guarantee you.
This is where I find out it's like got enchantment that does the exact opposite.
Does it have any enchantment at all on it? Or is it just a useless cube?
Are you proficient in Arcana?
No.
Did you come up to the room with them?
Yeah.
You can make an Arcana check if you want.
17.
It doesn't seem to have any sort of enchantment on it at all. It's just like a stone that was like crafted into a perfect 1 inch by 1 inch by 1 inch cube and then painted with different colours.
Oh my god, his mom is such a bitch.
I will treasure this.
Chucks it in the nearest bin.
Okay, well, yeah, thanks for that rock. You know, you got pretty cool stuff as well, I guess, because that chest, I don't know if you found that chest. Did you find that chest?
Yeah.
What was in it?
I show him the longsword.
Okay. He's like, wow, that's so cool. All this and
This
like,
is where I leave the building.
he's like just so fascinated by you.
People who have actual jobs and capabilities in their life can actually take care of a fucking farm.
And he's like, well, my mom was probably gonna want me back down at the farm, so have a nice day.
I'm already gone.
She's just sitting there sharpening her whip.
Sharpening a whip.
Yeah.
Well,
It's a blade whip.
He's like, what's your name?
The real thing.
Greg.
My name's Carp.
I shake his hand.
I'm glad I'm already gone.
And Grung's like, Grung! And Carp's like, Carp. And they just shake hands. Carp can, Grung's hood's down because it's indoors. He's taking it down, and Carp does not seem affected by the fact that he's a goblin at all. And yeah, he shakes
See,
hands.
people aren't born racist.
And
Not always.
Carp's like, right, I gotta go back to the farm, otherwise
Some of them are born with
Mama's gonna be mad. So
difficulties.
I'll see you later, Gregic.
Okay, Carp.
Bye, Grun. He's like, bye. And yeah, so you head back on outside, and
How far could you throw Grum?
at this point it's about like 5:30ish. It's literally been half an hour since you left.
How to pass in 10 days?
Just a montage the next like 10 days.
What could I do with 10 days of downtime? Sleep.
I know, because it's not long enough to like learn anything.
I have nothing that I can
Yeah.
learn apart from attuning to this stuff.
You guys do have a map, by the way, that I sent you a photo of.
Yeah.
But if you want a small preview of one, try and memorize that. You got 10 seconds.
Don't worry, Glenn, I've got a sketched down version as well.
Or just open your phone and look at it.
By the way, do we have a world map?
I do.
It's not giving it, no.
I mean,
Because I've got so many locations, I've got no idea where the fucking half of them are.
you haven't been around the world,
Yeah.
so all you know is what people have told you.
Wait, gonna head to the Lion Shield place.
Yeah. Land Shield Coster. You've been here before. You delivered a bunch of goods from the cave, the Cragmore hideout.
I'm gonna go with him.
Yeah, so you going in and basically Lenine, the person who was there before, is still there. She's like, "Ooh, hello again. What brings you by?"
I have a sword that might interest you.
Sword. That is stuff we buy and sell here.
Fucking total of invaders.
Let's have a look at the sword.
I show her it and put it on like the table in
Okay.
front or whatever.
She examines it. Okay. Ooh, this is Talon. This was the Black Hawk's sword. This has been lost for a number of years. Belonged to Aldith Tresendar. He died fighting off orcs, you know. And this is quite the relic. This isn't something I would probably sell on. I would personally, if I would buy it off you, and I would sell it to I would attempt to sell it to the next people who buy the manor, and take it over, because it's been abandoned for many years. But
How much do you reckon the manor would be to buy?
the manor itself,
Just in case we need a home.
I mean, it's been abandoned for
They can't kick us out of a place that we live in.
I think they manage.
It's a place that's been abandoned like that for so many years. I mean, to be honest, the state that it's in, but compared to how big it is, you're probably looking about 15,000 gold pieces.
We could
And
almost buy
that's-
ourselves a warship for that much.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
they're like 25,000.
And that's if Harbin allows you. Of course, he might have his own price, but I would sell it to the next owners of that. But I would buy it off you if you want. How much do you have an asking price for it?
Oh, not really.
Well, it is in this silver chase scabbard, and it's obviously a very rare artifact. Hang on a minute. I can probably work out an actual price. Because it's 100 gold a silver weapon, but this is a sheep, so.
as an option.
Do you know? I would probably give you about 150 gold for this, being that the sheath itself is silvered and not the blade. If the blade itself was silvered, I'd probably give you 200, but it's just the sheath. And being that it's quite a relic of the town, I'd probably put it at about 150 gold.
I'd be willing to sell it too for.
Fair enough. And she goes below the counter, pulls out a coin purse and puts the purse on the counter, gets a whole bunch of coins and counts them out, and you can count 150. She hands you 150, and you hand over the sword. She's like, "Oh, right. Anything you want to buy at all? Anything else you have to sell?"
Do you have any sort of interesting weapons?
No. If by interesting you mean enchanted, that's a no. Unfortunately. However, I do have.
You started it.
I do have
This is
some
self-defense.
some weapons that you might not really find common around.
Stop stroking my shit.
Can you stop playing footsie? I do
He
have
started it.
some weapons you might not find common around the parts. They're not, very special or powerful weapons per se, but in the right hand they definitely are.
On the stick.
She gestures towards a shelf, and you can see a pristine-looking three-pointed spear, a trident, along the shelf. It's seems like a generic kind of trident, but a trident nonetheless.
I'm just going to go back outside.
It's a shame you don't get Polar Master from Tridents.
And she.
Poseidon.
She's like, I've got this trident, usually you would find them more towards the area of Waterdeep or Neverwinter, but a little bit in towards the coast here, or a little bit in towards the land here, and it is a little bit more rare. I've also got a few sickles, if you're looking anything kind of like that, just a couple of simple weapons. But yeah, that's kind of all I've got in the way of weapons, and special as you put it.
How much damage would those sort of things do?
Make a intelligence check, being that they are kind of not really common around here.
That is a 10.
You reckon you can quite clearly tell that the trident would be a lot more powerful than the sickle.
Oh shit.
And you look at them and you reckon the sickle 1d4. And the trident anywhere between a d6 and a d8, you would reckon, essentially.
I'm not really interested in those types of weapons.
Don't worry about it at all. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't really have anything of the adventuring gear. Here I've mainly got weapons and armor. If you wanted adventuring gear, you'd probably head over to Barthen's Provisions.
My bars from there? No.
No,
I'm just
it's the end.
disliked because
It's just
I
the end
said
of
something
your.
to Barton.
Did you?
But yeah,
That's fine. And I head out.
all right. Have a nice day.
I'm going to go back to your woman and just say that I'll stay the night in her place.
Yeah.
Her hay thing.
Yeah. Okay.
I've already forgotten her name.
Colleen.
Colleen.
Very close to Cologne, but not quite.
Okay. So you guys just spend the rest of the night in her barn, basically. Yeah. Okay.
And
So-
during that short rest, I'm going to change a couple of my cantrips.
Long.
Not one of my cantrips. Yeah, long rest.
So as you
Because mage hand can pop off.
as you head on over to the farm and head into the barn, she sets you up with a few blankets and whatnot. just to keep warm and stuff.
Because I like that necromancy spell.
And she informs you that she'll have some food ready for you in the morning. Just come on into the kitchen and get it whenever you want. So as the night comes to a close, get the benefits of a long rest. You do as well.
That's pretty much just.
Yeah, the night comes to a close. The in the barn, it's still wet with your blankets and whatnot. It's quite cold, and you.
I mean, I'm not really living very well anyway.
There's no animals in there, so you're fine with that.
Oh yeah, long rest. Hit points.
And yeah,
Gets killed by an ox in your sleep.
as you guys fall asleep before the night, that's where we're gonna end tonight's session. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Prohen go to jail
Again.
after getting out the day.
I'm proud of myself. Just
Not even 12 hours.
Exactly. So yeah,
almost made it.
we'll see you next week at same time next Friday. Bye bye.